Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me. And all I got is one thing to say to you. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
You made it.
Yes.
Welcome to Friday. It's here.
It's been a weird one. It's been like 2 separate weeks combined into one. 2 short weeks combined into one. But still, we made it.
A plethora of Mondays. But second real Friday is here now. So it's all worth it.
Happy second Friday. It's still weird, though, because our first Monday was both a Monday and a Friday.
Yeah. You know, I when my brother was here, you said something and it just triggered it. That's why I said it. So when my brother was here, I sold him on Leonard Kenny.
Really?
And then just the other night, I'm sitting here diddy bopping in my evening hour doing my thing. All of a sudden I get a text. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Which means he's officially at that point of season 1. Yeah. Love it. That's great.
So great. How far are you in?
And that's what's great about that show is you come to certain like milestones,
right?
And you like text your friends. You're like, oh, okay, so you're at that part of the show.
Yeah.
Right?
So I had that with my brother, but you said something that just triggered it. It just triggered Leonard Kenny in my head. But happy Friday, we made it. And as Sean was saying, enjoy Friday too, second Friday.
Yes.
The one thing that's better about this Friday, it's McDonald's Friday.
Ah, yes.
It is.
Indeed.
I got my full Coke Zero.
Nice.
I'm ready to tackle the morning.
Tackling fuel.
Tackling fuel.
The way that they and Roy pointed this out, the way that they packed, they gave us a box today instead of a bag.
Yes.
So the way they packed the box was very much like a bento box. It's very neatly packed. Everything's got its own compartment.
Explain a bento box for people that are above 30.
Right. So a bento box is like one of those things. It's a Japanese thing. It's real big in like animes and stuff. Basically, it's like a Japanese lunch. Essentially, you get like your
a
rice,
Lunchable,
your kind of like a Lunchable,
but fancy.
Yeah. But it's very neatly packed, and usually it's like in like a wooden box with like chopsticks kind of slid in there.
Yeah, usually they have a lot of dipping like for sushi and things, so it looks like a whole pit.
A lot of stuff that we can't pronounce over here, like oniri and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's like a McDonald's bento box in there. Everything's neatly packed.
The two things we'd recognize are ginger and wasabi.
Right, ginger's the redhead.
Yes, and wasabi's the green. But but it's kind of like that, but a McDonald's version.
But McDonald's
maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's how they're going to do it now.
Nice.
That would be cool.
Yeah, indeed.
And I got a lot.
They made it look very neat.
But big thank you to McDonald's. Swing by any of your locations here in town. They got you covered. Don't forget to utilize and take advantage of the McDonald's app. Shoot, first time you download that bad boy and use it, you start earning rewards towards a free food the next time you pop in.
That's right.
And their rewards are pretty generous.
Yeah, they are.
Which means after like 2 trips to make, like if you do 2 meals at McDonald's, you pretty much earned a free reward at that point. You know, and so it's pretty rapidly building and all that. Plus the other quandary, and they created the quandary, is you have your rewards list, but then they have the deals list.
Yep.
And then you're like, well, do I want to use a deal or do I want to use my rewards? Because like the deal is today better than the reward.
The last day and a half, I've sort of double dipped. Yesterday we didn't because I made dinner, but Wednesday I had McDonald's for lunch. I had a free McChicken. And purchased a Sprite. So it was a McChicken and a Sprite, and that was free, essentially. And then that evening, I used the 20% off to get dinner.
Nice.
And then the next day, which was yesterday, I actually got a free cheeseburger.
Nice.
Using my points.
There you go. See, free food amassing.
It's awesome. You got to love it.
He's like,
my sister yesterday texted me, how are we supposed to feed our family in this day and age? Apps. We do it with apps.
You're close to being that guy from not the original Longest Yard, but the reboot of Longest Yard.
The Adam Sandler one.
The Adam Sandler one with, I believe it was Terry Crews was the character.
Okay.
He was the cheeseburger guy. He just kept pulling people cheeseburgers out and handing them to people. And I believe they're McDonald's cheeseburgers, I remember right.
That's a holdover for my mom. I am a sucker for just, not even a cheeseburger, just a regular McDonald's hamburger. That is my go-to.
Yeah.
Because you get just the right amount of the ketchup, the pickles,
so I think
the
for you
onions.
that's scratching a nostalgic itch.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because I also grew up when we had 29-cent hamburgers, 39-cent cheeseburgers.
See, I was that kid.
God, that makes me sound so old.
But I was that kid that was like, yeah, you give me those little cheeseburgers, but I don't want what the adults have. So I was always that, yeah, you're giving me the cheeseburger, but I aspire to the Big Mac.
See, so here's the thing. My mom was a martyr.
Yeah.
She'd be like, oh, you guys have the good stuff. I'll just nibble on this little burnt end of the corner. So she would always we'd have like the normal meal, and she would get the McDonald's cheeseburger or hamburger or whatever. So that is my nostalgia, is the martyrdom.
Yeah. See, I guess mine was like, no. This is what the little kids get. I want the Big Mac. That's
I want to sit at the big kids' table.
Yeah, I was always that kid that kind of was like, no, I want what the like for instance, and I think I mentioned this restaurant. Growing up as a kid, there was a restaurant. I think they're all closed now. There might be one or two in the D.C. area, but there was a chain of seafood joints called Chesapeake Bay Seafood House. Get all the seafood you could eat, and so you go. Sorry,
it's so funny how you just remember jingles from your childhood. Those come up a lot.
But we used to go there on the regular. And they had like an all-you-can-eat menu, not a buffet, but it was a menu. But it was like in tiers. So like the expensive stuff was like the peel and eat shrimp and the crab legs. Lower stuff was like popcorn shrimp and frog's legs. So when you got something on the list, you can order all you can eat of it.
Right.
But only thing below the tier. So if you only got frog's legs, and you can only get what's equal to frog's legs or below.
Okay.
But if you got crab legs or peel and eat shrimp, you could get a bigger list of things.
Oh, wow.
So as kids, seafood, they're not going to. My brother and I get popcorn shrimp because, that's what we get. But Mom was getting the peel and eat shrimp and the crab legs. And so we try to Bogart one, and then that was like the goal in life. It's like, I want to eat popcorn shrimp. I want the peel and eat shrimp like Mom gets. Right. And so that was very much in that same vein.
What's funny is you didn't realize you had it way better with the popcorn.
Thank you. Yeah.
Popcorn shrimp.
By the way, that was the first time I've had frog's legs.
Really?
And I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yes, they taste just like chicken. I was always that kid that likes.
I don't recall if I've ever actually had frog's legs.
Oh, really?
I don't think I have.
Oh, yeah. The only other recent memory that I'm aware of them, and I don't think they have them anymore, was China King. The China King buffet in the Del Norte.
Did they really?
That when they first opened moons ago, one of their options were fried frog's legs.
Wow.
I haven't been there in a while.
I know they have chicken feet.
Yeah.
I think they still do.
Well, I haven't been there in a long time. And so the last time I was there was a couple years ago, and they didn't have them there.
Right. They changed the menu.
Yeah.
You triggered something, though, just now to me.
I did?
Because when you mentioned no, it's fine. It wasn't like a bad memory. When you mentioned that restaurant, you belted out a jingle that just is stuck in your head. So growing up, in Oklahoma, we had this place called Westway Ford.
Okay.
It was a statewide dealership. They were known statewide. And the commercials were always over the top. They had this dude in these gigantic sunglasses with dollar signs on him and this big cowboy hat. At one point, the Ultimate Warrior was doing commercials for Westway Ford. But the end of these commercials always had a specific jingle. And I jumped to the end of this commercial, hopefully so it would have it.
Westway Kia.
See, and that's Kia, but it was Bubba Westway Ford, Westway Ford, and that was like embedded in my head for most of my childhood.
The guy that created that had to when he was at restaurants and stuff, do it. Come on, do it.
Yeah. Do the Westway Ford thing. Like this one has the Ultimate Warrior for some reason, but let me see.
Westway Ford.
it was like embedded in my childhood.
I think I even got like the guy from like the Alabama guy, like when you hear Alabama songs,
that deep voice,
that one guy,
the guy
like,
from Elvira.
Yeah,
they got the giddy up and Papa Mau Mau guy.
Yeah, they got him in there. I thought I heard him in there going. Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure I heard him in there too, or at least the guy that sounds just like him. That started reminding me of the days when I was a kid watching Sha-Na-Na. Sha-Na-Na. Oh yeah, you were probably too young.
I vaguely remember Sha-Na-Na was the band, the band from Greece. Yeah.
Yes, if you watch the high school dance scene in Greece, the band, which they're not called Sha-Na-Na in the band,
no, they're
in the
like
movie, something in the something.
Yeah, something in the writers or something like that. The Grease fans are screaming at their radios right now.
My wife. But yeah, Sha-Na-Na, was the band that was
for younger people from my generation. You would know Sha-Na-Na from the Hanukkah song from Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah,
because Arthur from Sha-Na-Na and Arthur was it something from Sha-Na-Na and Arthur Fonzarelli.
See, to this day, when I think Sha-Na-Na, the first thing I think is the closing song from the show every day.
Yeah.
Every time they did the show, they always closed the show with the "Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go." Yeah, that's how they closed every show.
I hate to say it, but I really... Yeah, that was... I can't remember. I think it was an episode of Full House the first time I ever heard that song, because that's how they put Michelle to bed.
Oh, okay.
Like all three of the guys sang "Good Night, Sweetheart" to her.
Yeah, that's how they closed all the Sha-Na-Na shows. So
enjoy all that nostalgia, everybody. What even triggered that?
McDonald's.
Oh yeah, McDonald's. Thanks, McDonald's, for sponsoring every Friday.
Our guests aren't here yet, are they? I don't think. We're supposed to have the folks from Victory Outreach join us here. Give us an update this hour, so we'll see if they join us. We're going to replay our interview with Crystal Noble. She joined us yesterday.
Mm-hmm. They're called Johnny Casino and the Gamblers.
Oh yeah, and that's
Johnny Casino and the Gamblers.
And thank you. That is the name of the band in Greece, Johnny Casino and the Gamblers. That's right. Thank you. Good pull. So Crystal, we'll replay our Crystal interview next hour. And then Main Street Roswell scheduled to join us.
Nice.
In the 9 o'clock hour. Guess what starts tomorrow?
Festival season?
Farmers Market.
Oh, that's right.
Downtown Farmers Market.
Just when you thought it was safe for Main Street Roswell to take a little break. Oh, no.
No, tomorrow, Saturday morning, beginning at 0700.
Nice.
They're going to have this year's Summer Farmers Market.
And this is the one you want to get out to, because this is where they're going to have all the real good stuff.
I mean, they're all good to get to, but this one.
Well, they're all good.
Yeah.
But you've had a whole growing season.
Yes.
And people have been saving up their best, their biggest, and their brightest, and they're going to bring them out this Saturday.
People are excited. And to be honest, it actually does grow as the season, because more like they're still a little early in some of the produce, but some of the other produce, like your green chilies and all that, will start rolling in here in the next couple of weeks.
And they do the roasting usually on site, so that's always handy. But week one, whatever season they've been doing this now, starts tomorrow. See,
it goes to about 11.
You talk about how your Coke Zero is your tackling fuel.
Tackling fuel.
Every year, around a certain time, all the chili roasters start up, and there's a certain smell that hits the air and a certain sound that hits the air, and I call that crackling fuel.
Yeah, crackling fuel.
That's right.
And then you could work in the Folgers jingle. Best part of waking up is crackling fuel in.
It's crackling fuel.
It is 7:20. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. You know what else I forgot to tell you? Good. To quote the late Roscoe P. Coltrane. To quote him, good news, good news, good news. The indoor pool at the Recreation and Aquatic Center will also open up tomorrow. That's right, open swim and lap swimming will be offered beginning tomorrow at the indoor pool at the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center. Open swim is available each day from noon to 6 p.m. These will be the same open swim hours for the outdoor pool. Lap swimming at the indoor pool will be Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to noon, and then from Saturdays from 10 a.m. to noon. So from 10 a.m. to noon tomorrow. This schedule will be in effect for the indoor pool until August 7th, at which time the hours of operation will be reevaluated based on service levels that the facility will have during the school year. If you want to purchase a membership or want to sign up for a MyRec account and purchase a membership online, you can go to roswellconnect.com and do so. Or if you have any questions or more information about the pool schedule, you can call the Aquatic Center at 575-624-6719. But again, beginning tomorrow, the indoor pool at the Roswell Recreation Aquatic Center will reopen. And like I said, it'll be open from noon to 6 each day for open swim, and then lap swimming Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to noon, Saturdays from 10 a.m. to noon. So good news, good news. All you folks that been hankering to get your swimming back up at the indoor pool, tomorrow everything starts back up there. All right, it is 7:22. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Stationary front nearby, so we may get a shower or thunderstorm around the Roswell area, but rain chances are pretty low. It will be hot today with our high in the low 100s. Few clouds overnight and maybe a shower and low 70s, and then a mix of sun and clouds Saturday morning. Sunny in the afternoon and highs right around 102. Warming up on Sunday, 105 and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 77 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 52%. Winds currently out of the south at 10 miles per hour. For today, there is a chance at rain showers, a 30% chance for some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Increasing clouds. It's going to be hot. It's going to continue to be hot. 103 our expected high today. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10. This morning, increasing 15 to 20 miles per hour for this afternoon. For tonight, that 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms continues. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 73 degrees. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. For your Saturday, there is a 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms. They say some of those storms could be severe, mostly sunny. High near 100 tomorrow with east winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night. Again, some of those storms could produce severe weather. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 74 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny and hot with a high of 105. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 76. And then Monday when you head back to work, looking at a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 105. And the hits just keep on coming for the rest of the week next week. 108 on Tuesday, 110 on Wednesday, 109 on Thursday. So enjoy the paltry 103 today and 100 tomorrow, because it's just getting hotter from here on out next week. All right, it is 24 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a commercial break. We haven't seen our guest yet, so I may find a short interview to replay here. So I'll look around for one of those on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Do you struggle with acne, eczema, or worry about skin cancer? Research suggests that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the age of 70, but when detected early, 99% of skin cancer cases are curable. At Epiphany Dermatology of Roswell, we place special emphasis on prevention, screening, and treatment. So schedule your annual skin exam by calling us at 575-208-7050 or by visiting our website at epiphanydermatology.com and get checked today. Prevention is key.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Most of the problems that people have with plants comes down to basic farm management. That means knowing what to plant and when to plant it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Planting at the wrong time usually leads to disappointment and heartache, sort of like your first love. But planting at the right moment puts Mother Nature on your side, and that makes growing things easier and a whole lot more fun. So before you plant anything, come to see us at Roswell Seed, or just give it a try and hope for the best. It gives me a chance to say, I told you so.
Yup, it's back to school season again, and Roswell Honda wants to get you geared up with the 6th annual Roswell Honda Back to School Blowout. Now through July 28th, stop by Roswell Honda and get your kids registered to receive a backpack chock full of supplies absolutely free. Then on July 29th, join Roswell Honda from 10 to 1 for the Back to School Bash with lots of free food and fun stuff for the whole family. While you're there, register to win a brand new office chair, a desk, and even an HP laptop. Register now for the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
At Artesia General Hospital, we want to help you feel better faster. And when prescribed by your provider, IV therapy can be one of the quickest ways to help you feel well again. Our infusion center services include antibiotic or allergen therapies, blood transfusions, and medication infusions for chronic conditions like Crohn's disease and osteoporosis. Whether you choose care at the clinic or hospital, you can expect a highly skilled staff and a private, safe setting with your comfort in mind. Referrals and appointments are required. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/infusion.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Sorello. The indoor pool at the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center is reopening this Saturday. Open swim is available each day from noon to 6. These are the same open swim hours for the outdoor pool. Lap swimming at the indoor pool will be Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 10 to noon. The schedule will be in effect for the indoor pool until August 7th. And then the hours of operation will be reevaluated based on service levels. The superintendent of Artesia Public Schools, Tad Phipps, has announced his retirement at the Artesia School Board meeting this week. The school board says they are thankful for Tad's many years of service as a teacher, coach, principal, assistant superintendent, and superintendent. Tad's exemplary work ethic, compassion, and dedication to his work have enabled him to positively influence and educate our students, according to the board's statement. You're up to date with local news. I'm Jared Sorello.
And now the real fight begins. Forget the silly Zuckerberg versus Musk kickboxing challenge. Elon Musk is claiming that Mark Zuckerberg's new Threads app is a direct ripoff of Twitter, and he's ready to fight. Only this fight will be in court. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. When one billionaire believes that another has stolen his property, you better watch out. Attorneys for Elon Musk say that Zuckerberg's new Threads app stole Twitter's trade secrets and intellectual property. They say Zuck went out and hired former Twitter engineers, and they used Twitter's trade secrets to quickly build Threads in only a few months. Okay, Threads really does look like Twitter. Zuck says that Threads is a Twitter killer. He wants to track everyone who dislike Elon Musk's political views. This is definitely one to watch. More than just money is at stake here. This is a battle of billionaire egos, folks. And be sure to get more tech smarts the easy way. Get my free daily newsletter at getkim.com. 4th of July is a celebration of what makes this country great, freedom. It doesn't matter what your politics are or who you voted for. We as Americans can all agree on this. Everyone has the right to express themselves freely. Sadly, these days, it seems like the big tech monopoly is more interested in pushing their views than letting you express yours. That's why I use ExpressVPN. See, these free-to-access tech giants, they're not really free. They make their money by tracking your searches, video history, and everything you click on, and then selling it. When you use ExpressVPN on your device, you anonymize much of your online presence by hiding your IP address. So your activity is more difficult to trace and then sell to advertisers. ExpressVPN also encrypts all your network data across any of your devices at the push of a button. It's that easy. Visit expressvpn.com/Kim to get 3 extra months free. That's expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. I remembered on the last interview on the last day, Roy. Are you proud of me? Joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico, or the Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico, is Miss Amy.
Coming up here. So that interview is about 26 minutes, so I'm going to play that for you now. So here is Sean filling in for me, talking to Amy Viteas, talking about the big Guy Penrod concert with the Historical Society coming up here August 31st. Here's that interview. Enjoy.
And good morning, 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. I remembered on the last interview on the last day, Roy. Are you proud of me? Joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico, or the Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico, is Miss Amy Viteas. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed. Oh, it's been a week.
It has been
a week. And I know it's festival season, it's busy season in Roswell, so they're all going to be a week for moving forward for the next foreseeable future. But we made it through yet another one.
We made it.
And we're alive on the other side.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
And you are back in your Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico hat today.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely right. But you did mention that you forgot to mention something yesterday with the Morning Garden Club. Do you happen to remember what you forgot?
Absolutely not.
Something about sunshine?
Something. Oh, I hope the Hobsons are listening.
Yeah.
There's going to be a sunshine table.
Which I had, as soon as you guys said that, I'm like, what is that? And they said you have to come out and find out.
You have to show up.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, you just close. Now, and there's good in all things, so we're a little bit sick of sunshine.
A little bit.
So we were joking about it, but this is the good side of sunshine, if you know what I mean. It just kind of makes you giddy and happy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You know what?
There's good in sunshine. So come out, ask anybody at the event tomorrow, where's the sunshine table and what's that all about? The first person that says that at the sunshine table, 100% is going to get a blessing.
Nice.
So if
and
you
they're also
go
probably going to make you giggle. Saying.
So if somebody else beats you to the sunshine table with that gift, you're going to leave with a smile. You're just going to be giddy inside. You may want to help us and hang out at the sunshine table.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding.
It sounds like a blast. That's happening at the Pollinator Party tomorrow from 11 to 1 there at Cahoon Park.
Yay!
Right over there off of Union.
Yep.
So come on out and help pollinate Roswell. But now we take that hat off and we put on our Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico hat.
That's right.
Obviously busy season, tourist season. I'm sure you guys see a lot of new faces at the museum. And things are sort of, I know we've been back to normal for a little while, but you guys are kind of still keeping things going with like appointments and
we're doing great. As a matter of fact, I got a text request at 5:30 this morning wanting a tour today. Wow. And if that's the only time you can text, that's great. Otherwise, let's keep it to like 8 maybe.
Sure. Let me get my coffee
But
first.
You know what? On that note, 5:30 request for a tour today. That is happening, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just saying that those are things that we don't have to do. We choose to do and want to do to connect with our clients to make it, to make it all work for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So what's new in your realm? And I know that when we're dealing with the Historical Society, like I said yesterday, we keep an eye on what's old and an eye on what's new. So what's new in your realm?
So just a lot of fun things. We during the 4th of July events, next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will be open from 1 to 4. We will be part of the Alienopoly, sponsored by Main Street Roswell.
Such a cool idea.
The key word there, or key name, is Captain Joseph C. Lee. So if you're coming into the museum, you need to remember that name. We've got items throughout the museum that are a reflection of Captain Joseph C. Lee.
Okay.
That's part of the Alienopoly. So we will be offering gifts to the first 100 individuals that step foot in our museum during that weekend. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And John LeMay and Donna Blake Burchell will be at the Galacticon. Donna will be coming from Carlsbad. She'll be there the whole time of that event. She's got a brand new book out about Clay Allison.
Awesome.
And if you think, I got this message on Instagram and I love it. Who in the world is Guy Penrod? And then somebody said, who in the world is Clay Allison? Just like the Sunshine Table. If you don't know, together we're helping you learn more.
Like it.
But stop at the Galacticon. Just go support Elaine Mayfield and all of them doing a great job at the Galacticon. But stop by the Historical Society table. That booth, too, for the first 50 individuals will get little bags.
Okay.
That have little blessings, as we say, in them.
Nice.
With any purchase, you'll get another gift. So support the Galacticon, John LeMay and Donna Blake Burchell. John will have a vast range of books. You know him.
He's such a prolific writer. He's like, I'm working on 6 books right now. Like, what?
I can't keep up with them.
I
can't keep up with them.
I watch this channel on TikTok where basically this guy he takes a pin and there's like 3 pins this way and 3 pins this way, and he's drawing 6 different people on 6 different pages at the same time. I imagine that's how John writes books.
That's
he's just
right.
Like over here he's writing a mystery novel. He's got like historical something fiction over here, and then like a biography or a memoir or something right up here.
That's exactly right. So we're really excited about that. Some fun things. We came to talk about Guy Penrod, but while I'm thinking about it, some fun things we're working on. Heritage Dinner coming up in November. Okay. That will be a very classy celebration of Mary Lou Glass and her legacy. So the 41st annual Heritage Dinner will be honoring Mary Lou Glass. I just sat down with her daughter yesterday, Zoa. It's an honor and privilege to honor Miss Mary Lou and her sweet connections. One thing we'll give you a teaser for now. In honor of Miss Mary Lou, the Society is going to start collecting children's books. We want to bless others in a celebration of Miss Mary Lou's love for education and books and kids. Awesome. So we're collecting books. Write a little tribute in there in honor of Miss Mary Lou, and we will be donating books impacting the lives of others. Boom, that's what I'm talking about.
Love
blessing
it.
others.
Love it.
Something fun that we're going to work with Farmhouse Roots on. And I just heard this. What's Farmhouse Roots? Well, if you don't know, you should know.
Right.
You should be following them on Instagram and Facebook. They are doing great things, growing amazing flowers, offering fresh flowers right here in Roswell. We're going to have a book and bloom fall event. So that's coming up in October. Look for more information on Facebook or Instagram. In lieu of our book sale, it's kind of traditional now for us to have a fall book sale. John and them cull the books, and some books we might have 10 or 20 of. Well, I don't think we need 10 or 20 of the same book. We're not selling off anything in the archives that's true to us. But we receive a lot of donations with amazing books. So look for that in October. We're honored and privileged to be celebrating Molly and Skylar Pierce, new members of the Historical Society, and what they're doing to celebrate flowers through Farmhouse Roots. So that's a lot of fun. I have not mentioned on air, we've got an August blood drive coming up.
Okay.
We know the amazingness of what they do and their need. So if you follow our blood drives, our next one's coming up in August. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook, or some of those individuals who don't want to book it themselves, just call me. I'll do it for you, and we'll have it all.
There you go. Well, we'll make it happen for you.
Yay! But Guy Penrod, we're here. That's what it's all about.
Roswell is so ecstatic for this concert. It's a return. This is his second visit to Roswell.
Second visit to Roswell for a concert. Yeah, that's right. His family is very, very excited. He's got family connections for honoring the legacy of Guy Penrod. And somebody I was told, why is the Historical Society in the concert business? Well, quite frankly, we're in the business of doing anything to celebrate history.
Sure.
And fundraising is high on our need, if you will.
Absolutely.
But Guy Penrod does have historical connections to Roswell. His parents are buried here at South Park.
Really?
Barbara and Joe Penrod.
Okay.
And I'm going to challenge people. Oh, this is it. Here you go, Sean. I'm going to challenge you. The first person that can call me and tell me or send me a picture.
There you go. Send a picture.
Send a picture.
Which bear in mind, be respectful. Because it's
100%.
It's kind of a bad look when you're taking pictures at a cemetery, but
you know what?
I like this.
On this sentiment, Guy Penrod would appreciate this, and this is why.
Sure.
His father he gave service. He honored our country.
Awesome.
He preached and honored people, sent many to the Lord. Joe Penrod was a pastor. He was a preacher. He had a loving wife, supportive of him. So by no means is it offensive, because what Joe Penrod did is he won many to Christ. So on that note, but you know what? We're not, we used to do Graveside Manor, those fun events out there. And you know what? We need to celebrate those individuals that have impacted our history. And just because they're buried out there, I get it. Some people don't want to go to the cemetery.
It's easy to have a stigma put on a cemetery. But
If
you really think about it, the cemetery is a place for celebration.
It is. True. Just like Elvis Fleming. Somebody else we had visit, and they were doing a lot of research on Elvis, and they went to visit him out the cemetery. That's not offensive. Right. And we're honoring. So, yes, Barbara and Joe Penrod are buried out cemetery. There's a fun little fact about that. So if you want more information, figure it out. I will tell you right now, we will give 2 tickets to somebody that knows that unique type of. I'm 100% on this. But Joe Penrod preached here in Roswell. That's Guy's father. Joe Penrod preached in Hobbs. Joe Penrod preached in Las Cruces. Guy graduated from Hobbs High School.
Oh, really?
So what does Guy Penrod have to do with Roswell? A lot.
Plenty.
His family roots are here. His grandmother is buried here. Sweet little grandmother. We called her Grammy. Sweet little Grammy's buried. So in celebration of Guy and those people that are his extended family, this is his home. I know he calls Nashville, well, actually Franklin, his home.
Right.
Roswell in New Mexico, in this area, southeast New Mexico, is his home.
This is where he cut his teeth.
His home. Absolutely. So honor Guy. If you do not, I just was, a man told me a couple of weeks ago, Amy, I don't care a thing about going to this concert. And I said, a lot of people do. So I am going to put a challenge on the table today also. This is what we're asking. We would love a sponsor or sponsors to sponsor between 50 and 100 tickets. And what we would do with those is give at least 10 to 20, depending on how many we get. Hey, we'll give all out. To all the nursing homes in Roswell. They've got sweet little vans. Yeah. We did that the last time 5 years ago. We had our little vans parked right up front of the concert, and 10 to 20 people from different nursing homes like the Beehives or whether it's Hartfield Manor, and we'll connect with these facilities, making sure it's safe and secure. We would love to pay it forward. We did this last time, very, very successful. Whether it's Peachtree, Hartfield Manor, say, here's 10 tickets, let's bless people and get them out. We would love to do that. Those sweet individuals have been supporting Guy and the Gaither Vocal Band for years. Let's celebrate for him. On the other sentiment, we have individuals, youth, that have contacted us saying, hey, I'd love to go, I can't afford it. You said you could help us. We want to help people that want tickets. I was told yesterday I'd love to go. I need 3 tickets. They're on a little list. So pay it forward.
Absolutely. My mom, by the way, is mad. She's so mad that she's not going to be able to be here. She's a GVB lifer. Like hardcore. Followed the Gaither Vocal Band.
Where is your mom?
She lives in Oklahoma. They live in a town called Maud, Oklahoma. She found out that Guy Penrod was going to be here, and she was furious. She's like, you better go, and you better get a picture. So
it is a joy. It is one of those giddy moments. And even my father-in-law, my mom's passed away, my father-in-law said, I don't really care to go. We put him on the front row. He was one of the last to leave. He didn't want to leave. Guy's going to move throughout Grace Community Church. He's going to connect with you. And he just has this, I've heard it. We've been to many concerts. He have a presence that's undeniable and very special, very contagious, very strong, very true to himself and who he is. He is just a good old Southern cowboy with a volume that I have never witnessed. And you've blessed us with concert tickets. Many people have. I have never felt the presence like we have.
He's an amazing performer.
He's powerful. He's strong. Absolutely. And he is he's a large individual. Him and his wife are both very tall, very athletic, but the power and presence is just undeniable. Whether you're into gospel music or not, he's country at heart, and he's going to give that country flair, too.
Exactly. Even if you're not, this is a chance for you to come and discover something, discover a new genre, discover a new style and way of performing music that maybe you've never heard before.
Right.
It's awesome. It's an amazing chance.
The one thing that Guy, we kept our ticket prices very minimal. I think they're a very good price. That is intentional, and that's really what Guy likes. But on the flip side, is it a fundraiser? Yes.
Sure.
Are we going to support Guy to do the work? Yes. But our goal, like we did 5 years ago, is that event was self-sustaining. Our sponsorships paid for everything, allowed us the opportunity to pay it forward tickets. At the end of the day, it was a fundraiser.
Sure.
We did great things, and to me, that's a great balance.
And that money helps with the Historical Society, as it should, but also, it, like you said, it keeps these events happening. It keeps things like us bringing Guy back and things like that. Now, I am curious, as far as ticket sales go, I don't want to call them VIP seats. It's the Golden Circle?
Golden Circle. We're very, very limited.
Okay.
Let me give you this perfect example. I haven't done a count. There's a handful left.
Okay.
I'm going on vacation next week. It is very likely before I leave for vacation, when you call the museum, they're going to be gone.
Right.
So I'm just being straight. And let me be very clear on what the Golden Circle is. Golden Circle will have 2 entrances. So, and you know, Grace Community Church can seat over 700. It is. So we can seat over 700, but we'll have a general admission entrance. We'll have a Golden Circle entrance. So you'll get your own entrance. It's reserved seating. They're not numbered seats, but it's primo right in front. Right. I mean, come on, but where are you? I don't know where in the world you're going to be. I have had the privilege of sitting in family seating for Guy Penrod, and we weren't even 8 rows close to Guy Penrod. Right. The worst seat in the Golden Circle you're going to get is 8 rows back of Guy Penrod. And if you haven't been in Grace Community Church, it's amazing.
Yeah,
the whole area is amazing. You're going to get a good view from wherever. So that's Golden Circle. We have a handful left.
And like you mentioned, too, that Guy isn't somebody who just stays on stage and performs.
Absolutely not.
He's all over the place.
And you know what? It's so fun because a lot of people that have bought tickets that were there 5 years ago, they're like, Guy Penrod came and sang right in front of me. Guy Penrod came and sang in front of me. Well, my grandson and I were talking about it, and my grandson said, Foofy, he must have just been right in front of everybody. Well, he has that. You get what I'm saying. I don't need to say any more.
Not at all.
He had that power to make him feel like he was giving you a personal concert to all 700 or 800 of us.
Which, by the way, if somebody comes up to you and sings directly to your face at a concert, that's normal. That's actually really cool. If it happens to you at a McDonald's on like a Tuesday at 3 p.m., you should probably call the authorities. It's situational awareness at that point. But just that is awesome to know that he's somebody. He's a man of the people.
He really, really is. And, you know, he may talk a little bit more. He may sing. You know, he's going to be moved through what he believes and feels, and it's just going to be a great night. I am honored after 5 years to have him back, and my prayer is that this event sells out, and my prayer is that we prove to Guy Penrod this is part of his home, this is part of who he is, and we need him back on a regular basis. Where it is the 5-year annual concert in the future, that is my goal. Guy's got a big family. He's a family man. Family comes first. The Lord comes first, but we've got to get him back here on a regular basis, and I can't think of a greater way than to sell out and prove we need him back here.
Exactly. If we pack that house, he's going to know that he's wanted. So give us the date for the concert.
It is August 31st. That's
Which
a Thursday.
Seems like a long time away.
It's not.
It's not at
oh
all.
My goodness. August 31st. Doors open at 6. Concert starts at 7. Again, there will be 2 entrances. Call now for the Golden Circle. I was told off and it was horrible last time because we're going to sell this out, and then later, whoever you are, I'm so sorry for you. You need to buy your tickets now. There's nothing else I can do about it. It'll be a great night. Huge thanks to Grace Community Church for opening their doors and saying, if Guy Penrod's back, it was 100% successful. We're going to do this again, and we're going to support this. So we really appreciate Grace and all of our sponsors. We've got some great sponsor support. We need more sponsors. And huge thank you. You know who you are. And you know what, Sean, on the last note, I love that most of our sponsors, I can't tell you who they are. They choose to be like that. Yep. They want to be that silent servant that is just helping support this event. We do need more sponsors, and these sponsorships will help pay for this concert, but allow us the golden opportunity to pay it forward.
Absolutely. To purchase some tickets, and this is the beauty of it is you're purchasing tickets from yourself.
Yep.
For to pay it forward to hand out to some folks who can absolutely enjoy this show and be changed by it, you know, because there's people out there that maybe have never heard of Guy, have never heard of Gaithers or gospel.
And I've heard that guy with the long hair. I've heard that, may not know his name, but if you support the Gaither Vocal Band and know the tall man with the Western clothing, big belt buckle, long hair, that's Guy Penrod.
He's sort of, I would say, the face of the Gaither. At least the most standout member of the Gaithers.
Well,
for sure.
and you know, we go back in time, and if you don't know who Mark Lowry is, that's an ironical, funny part of the Gaithers.
Right.
But the Gaithers have a rich legacy. They're amazing in every level. Guy does stand out with that long-haired, very tall, well over 6 foot man that's kind of towering over everybody else. So
now, I do have one more question, and this is kind of off topic, but getting back to the dinner, the celebration we're having later this year. Are we going to stick with the drive-through format?
We are.
I wasn't sure if we were that far removed from COVID.
And you know, somebody asked me why we're doing that. Let me be very clear. The day the Historical Society voted to honor Mary Lou Glass, that has dedicated much of her life from the day our museum opened till now. She's part of the family. That day we called the family and we said, we're going to sit down and you're going to love this. Because her daughter, Mary Lou's daughter, so it was not familiar with our drive-thrus.
Right.
I'm telling you, if there was a camera that caught her face when I was describing the options of the events we do, and her husband said, "You do what?" Because they're from Colorado and they haven't, experienced.
Right.
And so, and it was funny, Sean, and he'll always talk about food. To me, in their eyes, it was like us offering like a Sonic drive-through type of thing in a classy manner. So we sat down and we talked about it a lot. And at first they were reluctant. And let me be very clear. Let me be very, very clear. We had the option of a sit-down dinner. And we had the option of the drive-through. And once I laid out all we've done and all the impacts we've done and the humanitarian efforts we've done in this really classy manner. If you want to sit down with 100 people at the church or whatever, we want you to do that. But at the end of the day, the family pondered and realized, what would Mary Lou want to do? Let me be very clear. Mary Lou would want us to perhaps save money that we would be spending at a venue, and we're going to put it right back into that house like we're doing, respecting her last wish. Her last wish, ladies and gentlemen, was to get our sprinklers fixed and beautify those grounds. We've got the house renovated. So this is just part of the celebration of Mary Lou and her wishes. You're not going to see a lot of pictures of Miss Mary Lou. She didn't like pictures. So we've been digging, have a couple. And we're going to honor her. We're going to raise monies to preserve and take care of the grounds that she worked so hard to do. So it will be a drive-through.
Okay.
But we want to encourage people. Give you an example. She was a sweet teacher for many years. She dedicated so much of her life to her First Presbyterian Church and, of course, the Historical Society. We would love these sweet little groups to honor her in their own way. Maybe there's 20, 30 people eating at the church. Maybe there's 10 or 20 people eating at the Historical Society. Maybe there's some teachers getting together, celebrate her, donate books.
Right.
We're all in for that. That's a day and even months of celebration. We're honoring her through getting the grounds taken care of and collecting books. If you want more information on that, again, that event will be in November. If you want more information, call the museum at 622-8333. Look on our website at roswellnmhistory.org. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook, or just become a member of the Historical Society. You'll get all that information. We're really excited.
So much more. Absolutely. No, I was asking about the drive-through format because really nobody, as far as when it came right down to it, nobody put together a better presentation of a drive-through fundraiser than the Historical Society. You guys set the standard for how it should be done.
We're trying.
It's phenomenal.
I'm going to be honest. One of the key factors in this, you and I both know, key factor is the Peppers dynamic.
Yes.
Peppers is the well-oiled engine that's going to cook food for hundreds of people. They're going to put them in those containers. They're going to wait till the last minute. It's that efficient, well-oiled engine of the Rob factor and staff. Thank you, Rob. Give it a shout out to Rob. Behind Ever Amazingness was those special, my husband and I call them the Jonathans. It's that go-to person that creates that well-oiled engine. So celebrating Peppers and the award they're receiving in a couple of weeks on behalf of Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, the Community Award to Peppers. We have the Peppers factor that helps our drive-through. You're going to have food prepared, still warm, whether it's delivered or whether you pick it up. Little desserts, packaged. You've enjoyed them. The food's amazing. The food's amazing. Everything's amazing. And the menu, we haven't talked about the menu. The menu is some of Mary Lou Glass's faves.
Okay.
You're going to have a little seafood flair in there.
Nice.
Going to have the prime rib because I was advised that was the go-to palate for Mary Lou.
Okay.
And with some extras. So a great menu intentionally selected to honor Miss Mary Lou.
See, it's that attention to detail that really sets you guys apart from you're paying so much attention to not only going through and looking for photographs, but also paying attention to her menu choices and what her palate would have been. That's crazy.
Miss Mary Lou, that's the white legacy about the detail. So are there going to be floral involved? There better be. That's part of Miss Mary. And there's going to be a fun toast. You know, one of our first drive-thrus, everybody had some toasting glasses and some sparkling cider. You better believe we're going to toast for Miss Mary Lou. She would have wanted that, and that will be included in the ticket.
Absolutely.
With a collectible little book. So we're really, really excited about celebrating Miss Mary Lou. Order some books online. And by the way, if you order books on Amazon, even get them shipped to the museum, put in honor of Miss Mary Lou, we're going to collect boxes. We're going to impact the lives of others through children's books.
Absolutely. But 100% pick up those tickets before they're completely gone. Guy Penrod, August 31st at Grace Community Church. Again, doors open at 6, show starts at 7. Get your tickets now, and if you want more information or if you want to get those Golden Circle tickets, 622-8333 or director
you got history director
at Outlook.com.
Yep, you got it.
I knew it was one of those things.
Yeah, you're getting close.
And then Roswell Historical, RoswellHistory.org.
Roswell NM.
NMhistory.org. I was trying to get off the top of the dome.
If you're looking on the realms, or go to YouTube and put in Historical Society for Southeast Mexico and watch a video, 20-minute video, and share that. That's something, the power of connecting. We're going to have thousands of people in town during the UFO Festival. Follow us, share our video, and let's get people wherever they go home to enjoy our video.
Absolutely. Let people know that Roswell's more than just little green men. It's also history. It's Billy the Kid. It's J.P. White. It's history.
That's right. And Billy the Kid will be at the Galacticon. I forgot to talk about that.
Wow.
You want it? Hey, I'm
that's
just
a
saying.
Big get. Wait,
Billy's going to be there.
Has anybody told Pat Garrett? I think we know where we
Billy's
can get him.
Billy's going to be at the Galacticon.
We've nailed him down.
We've got a photo op with Billy the Kid.
See, this is the problem with Outlaws is you can't schedule your appearances in advance.
We'll stir up a ruckus anywhere.
Absolutely.
Anywhere.
Well, Miss Amy, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate having you.
We appreciate you.
Enjoy your vacation.
I will.
Yes. Don't think about any of us, okay? Turn your phone off.
I'm going to try not to.
Turn your phone off, stare at the backside of your eyelids, and enjoy some time.
I'll send some little prayers your way, and we're going to have a good time.
There.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Wall Street's main indexes fell sharply on Thursday in a broad sell-off after data showing a strong labor market drove up bond yields and fanned fears that the Federal Reserve will be aggressive in raising interest rates. The number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits increased moderately last week, while private payrolls surged in June, suggesting that the labor market remained on solid ground despite growing risk of a recession. Making his case for 2024, President Biden declared in deep red South Carolina on Thursday that Republican-led states are gaining factory jobs because of economic measures he pushed through Congress, despite stiff GOP opposition. The president argued that government investments in computer chips, batteries, and electric vehicles will help the United States outcompete China, and that his agenda has delivered in ways that former President Donald Trump could not. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
The summer fun isn't done at Roswell Nissan during the gigantic 10-day 10 event. And with a lot this jam-packed with savings, your summer just got even hotter. Like a 2013 GMC Yukon for just $359 a month, a 2013 Ford Edge for just $269 a month, or a 2017 Ford Fusion for just $149 a month. And now through July 14th, Roswell Nissan is giving away $250 every day. Well, almost every day. Join Roswell Nissan this Saturday for Jolly Jumps, snow cones, a coloring station, and your chance to win a 50-inch high-def smart TV. The gigantic 10-day 10 event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
It takes a long time to develop trust. At LaGrone Funeral Chapel, they've been earning your trust for decades. They understand how important it is to friends and family to celebrate a life in the way you choose. The professionals at LaGrone will ease your stress and anxieties. They'll provide the guidance you need to select a service that's appropriate. And that's what they've been doing for generations, earning your trust and doing the right thing. LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, 900 South Main in Roswell. Online at LaGroneFuneralChapels.com.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
America's employers still delivered another month of job gains in June.
Employers added 209,000 jobs last month. It's a sign that the economy's resilience is confounding the Federal Reserve's drive to slow growth and inflation. The June hiring figure is below the levels recorded in recent months. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate fell to 3.6% from 3.7% and is near a 5-decade low.
Correspondent Jeremy House. The Biden administration is preparing to provide even more lethal weaponry to Ukraine. Cluster munitions already being used by Russian forces will be added to Ukraine's arsenal.
Pentagon spokesman Brigadier General Pat Ryder would not comment on the AP report.
I will say that we have multiple variants of DPICMs in our stocks, and the ones that we are considering providing would not include older variants with dud rates that are higher than 2.35%.
The controversial bombs can cause civilian casualties. Reducing dud rate means there would be far fewer unexploded rounds that can result in unintended civilian deaths.
155 millimeter DPICMs have higher dud rates, so we would be carefully selecting rounds with lower dud rates.
Cluster bombs are weapons that open in the air and are intended to wreak destruction on multiple targets at once. Ed Donahue, Washington.
UN human rights experts calling for the release of 2 Saudi Arabian women they say were arbitrarily detained and denied basic rights after tweeting criticism of the kingdom's policies. One of the women was sentenced to 34 years in prison, the other to a 45-year prison term in separate cases. On Wall Street, stocks are mixed. The Dow is down 6 points, while the Nasdaq 47 points higher, and the S&P is up 4. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
South Korea's government has formally endorsed the safety of Japan's plans to release treated wastewater from the disabled Fukushima nuclear power plant.
A few days ago, the International Atomic Energy Agency gave its approval for Japan's plan to release treated radioactive water into the sea. Now Japan's neighbour South Korea has given it. It says it's been reassured that the release of water is safe as long as it goes according to plan. The conclusion comes after South Korean scientists visited Fukushima to inspect Japan's plans. But the judgment is unlikely to be welcomed by many South Korean people who've staged numerous protests against the release and stockpiled sea salt for fear future supplies could be contaminated.
The BBC's Michael Bristow. Israeli forces have killed 2 wanted Palestinians in the West Bank, days after Israel wrapped up a major 2-day anti-terrorist offensive. Townhall.com. In Southern California,
3 wooden crosses outside a small Los Angeles church have been found burned, and authorities say it's being investigated as a possible hate crime. Firefighters responded to a report of a fire shortly before 5 a.m. Thursday in the Sylmar area and found the flames were already out, leaving smoldering wood. One cross had either fallen over or been knocked down in a rock garden in front of Sylmar Christian Fellowship Church. The Los Angeles Police Department is investigating with the fire department and federal agents. Church pastor Pierre Howard, who's black, says there have been no threats against the church. He describes it as multiracial. Keith Peters reporting.
24-year-old Patrick Crucius expected to be sentenced today to multiple life terms in federal prison for one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. The 2019 attack killed 23 people at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2
The Deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Friday, am I right?
And it's the real one.
It's the real one.
Ask for no substitute.
That's right.
It's the official Friday now. Welcome to it.
Friday is it.
You made it. Get through today and enjoy the weekend.
Smooth sailing into a weekend, even though the whole week has felt like a weekend.
Yeah.
In a little bit of a way.
Yeah, but not like...
There's always those times of year where, like, the week after, it's just phoned in. And it's like the week after the New Year and, like, the week after the 4th of July. Everything's just, like, meh.
Right.
Everybody's doing their vacation thing, or they're wrapping it up. Weirdly, everybody took the last week in June and took their vacation. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, universally, everybody I know was, like, on vacation at the same time.
Yeah, well, and I think that's just the thing. That's what people do. It's right around that same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would even argue, especially out west where, you know, it's like kids are going back to school a little earlier and stuff, so I think that kind of pushes, like where people that were going to do stuff in July kind of push to June because now July is like, well, we got to get back to school and get ready for school.
I know! Everybody's like, hey, it's back to school season. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on. Could we at least soak up summer a little bit? I mean,
parents are like, no.
And I'm a parent.
Right. My wife would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But
I've just been real, like, I don't know, like holding on to, you know, to the times and the memories as much as I can here lately. Maybe it's the wistful side of myself.
Maybe you're hitting
I haven't quite hit the color coordinate my shirts with my hats phase of my life, but I'm at the cherish your summertime with your children phase.
That black-green situation's
yeah. There's a lot of colors to match on the Meow Wolf.
He's taking a shot at me with my blue on blue shirt.
No, actually, I was going to say in the first hour, I kind of admire it that you took the time to color coordinate. That's
and I need more hats,
right?
Or less shirts.
You need to join a Kangle of the Month club.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. So this the only thing that really bugs me about, I love these hats and I like wearing them, but now whenever I argue about my wife about buying a purse or shoes, I'm like, well, my argument just went away.
You've got your accessory now.
Now I got my hats. So it's like, what about your hats? All right, I'll shut up now. But that's the only negative.
That's fine. So she's got an answer. But your response should, this gives you a chance to be creative in your counter.
I only have 4 hats at this point.
There you go. How many bags does she have?
More than I know a number on.
There you go. This is a new thing for me.
Well, and the part that kind of like got me was we've been in about 6 years now in the house we're in now. Mm-hmm. Well, at that time we had a big yard sale because we went from a 4-bedroom to the 2-bedroom we're in now. We kind of downsized, and so we had a yard sale selling a bunch of stuff. Uh-huh. Well, my wife had 15 at least of purses, and they were all like Coach, and these weren't like $2 purses. These were $200 purses,
right? Which I will never understand.
Yeah,
I will never understand the concept of how many small bags do you need.
Yeah. Well, and the part that I was thinking, well, okay, well maybe people understand these are expensive purses. Maybe get none of them sold, and the ones that did, they were like $10, $5. I'm like,
I
thought maybe I'd get a little money back, but none.
I read a thing on my show prep the other day that said was a Versace bag or Balenciaga bag, I can't remember which one, smaller than a grain of salt, sold for $68,000 at auction.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline.
What? What? Why?
Because that's what people do when they have money and nothing to spend it on. Because there's no function there.
None.
It's literally
you
just
can't even store a grain of salt in it.
The only thing that you have is you say, I just spent $68,000 on a tiny purse that I cannot do anything with.
Grab your magnifying glass and check out my handbag.
Oh, look, you want to see my purse? Here it is. That's what I can do with this.
It's excess for the sake of excess. And those are the kinds of things that make me feel like we might be close to the end times. Yeah. Like, Jesus might be coming back very soon, everybody.
Well, but it also proves, if you want to go, if you are a person that can establish yourself into something, and once you're there, people will pretty much buy anything from you.
Right.
Just because you're known to design purses, now you're like, hey, I got bored one day, so I was in my basement, and I designed this little tiny one just because I was nothing on TV at the time. Mm-hmm. How much money are you going to give me for it? And somebody's saying, I'll give you $68,000 for it. You know what I mean? I think it's because the only reason someone's paying $68,000 for this purse is because this person has an established reputation for making expensive purses. And now, they were bored one day and decided to play with Legos and made this. And some idiot's willing to pay money for it.
It's mind-boggling, but folks have too much money sometimes.
Although, maybe someone will donate it to the Miniatures Museum here in town, and then we can all look at it and enjoy, and then we can all marvel at why someone paid $68,000 for this purse.
It's a big, what's wrong with you?
We'll see what $68,000 gets you in today's world. Here you go. Yeah, I mean, this goes right back to the banana thing back 5 years ago when the guy taped the banana to the wall, and someone paid $100,000 for that, And I mean, it's ridiculous in what it is, but I ain't gonna lie. I am jealous of a dude who thought of taping a banana with duct tape, not even like fancy tape, just duct tape, and conned people into paying money for this because that's what it is.
I'm gonna go back right now on today's show, and I'm gonna clip the part where Mike says I'm jealous of a doo-doo. And I'm going to have that as my text message ringtone.
There's probably a bevy of those.
There's got to be a lot. I'm just time-stamping it for right now.
There's a whole thing I was talking about nuts one day. There's about 20 different things you can pull out of there.
But all I heard from that was I'm jealous of a doo-doo. Although you're right. I'm jealous of a guy who has that kind of money that you could just drop.
Or just the wherewithal to do it and find
because that's somebody that said
willing to pay.
Well, I have everything I need. Time to blow some money on a banana.
And part of me hopes in my head that this guy was like, these people are so bougie and so that I bet I could tape a banana here and someone would buy it. And he did it, and somebody said, "Oh, how avant-garde! I'll give you $100,000 for it." I'm hoping that's how it went down. I really hope that's how it went down. And the guy's point got proven within 10 minutes by some bougie millionaire, billionaire, just looking to spend money on things to say they spent money on things.
It's just what is art? Is art art?
If anybody's listening that's a millionaire or billionaire and looking to spend things on useless stuff, I can make some stuff for you. I got a lot of weird things. I can, we can do this. If you're willing to pay for it, I'm willing to make it.
If you ever get bored and you're just like looking for a good read, go and look up the rise and just terrific fall of NFTs over the last calendar year.
Yeah.
What you'll see some of the funniest tweets you've ever seen in your entire life. Literally quote, "All my apes gone." Or there's one about like, y'all don't understand. You can use 3 slurp juice, or you could use your slurp juices on multiple bored apes. So if you use 3 slurp juices on one bored ape, you've made 3. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? And now it's the plight of all of these people with way too much money who just decided to blow hundreds of thousands of dollars on an image, and now they're regretting it. It's like,
see, this is why you're supposed to listen to your parents. Yes, there are a few people that get rich quick using the dumb, but that's the exception. Mm-hmm. That is not the rule. Most of us have to work for a living.
It's the literal breakdown of a fool and his money are soon parted.
Yeah.
Which you gotta love it.
And that's the hard lesson that really younger people, they all think it's a quick get rich quick deal. Mm-hmm. And for a hot minute, the pioneers of it did it. Mm-hmm. But when everybody's doing it, no one's making money.
Right.
And
when
that's
Snoop Dogg's dropping NFTs, you know the thing has jumped the shark.
That's how these little things work. You know what? The guy that created the Pet Rock made a bunch of money. The guy who said, I can make a thing like the Pet Rock did not.
But the Pet Rock stuck around for a while.
But you know what I mean?
Staying power
it's always
to
the first one, is what I'm saying. But a bunch of people saw this clown's like, wait a minute, this guy just made millions of dollars off basically putting a rock in a box and said it to people.
He said, well, I own this picture. Yeah, but I could right-click and save it, and then so would I.
Yeah. But see, he created the concept that got people to think it's a funny thing.
You're absolutely right.
It's the one that says, well, dang, why can't I do that? I'm going to put a pebble in a box. And so, you know what I mean? It's like, no, if you're that person that came up with the dumb thing that somehow caught on, then you're a genius. It's everyone. It's no different. Put it this way: I grew up in the .com era, 90s, when it was the boomer bust of the .coms, and it was the same thing. Everybody and their uncle was creating a website for something. Oh, I got a product, I get it, and 99% of all that everyone thinking they're going to be millionaires off the internet, dried up, and now they're looking for. They're probably selling NFT stuff on. They're doing the next quick thing. That's what most people are like, and that's the part that they don't tell young folks when they think they're going to be famous gamers and all this.
When I was in high school, my dad and I went to this seminar where he was told about online stores, and the whole thing was basically to sell merchant accounts, which gave you the ability to take credit cards over the internet. But my dad started a store. He wanted to start a store, and the whole idea for the store, he was going to call it the Electric Elephant.
Okay.
And his whole concept from this stems from the story of how in like the 18 to 1900s, when Edison wanted to test out AC current, he put an elephant on an electrified panel and killed it.
I knew that story.
He had me design a whole website with a flashing neon elephant and the song "Baby Elephant Walk" by Henry Mancini playing in the background, while you could shop for kitschy knickknacks that we didn't even own. That was just like a link to. If you bought it, we would buy it and then ship it to you. It's the Electric Elephant. That was his whole idea for a store.
That's funny.
It's when I peel back the layers of my dad, I start to learn the guy had a little creativity to him. I got to give it to him. But
yeah, he did. Well, apple far from the tree. I mean, you're a creative guy. You got it from somewhere.
Yeah,
he just used it for insanely weird stuff.
We never sold a thing. That site tanked massively.
Creativity, sometimes it just gets turned into insanely weird things. And that's kind of what happened.
We also had it looking at a GeoCities website from 1995, like flashing stuff, playing music that you couldn't shut off.
I think he's ahead of his time. I'm just saying, he probably was he could, like in this world today, he may have made something out of things. So just like,
or had me do it for him.
Right. All right, we got to get our interview going. We're going to play our interview we had yesterday with Crystal Noble from the Humane Society. By the way, they got a big sale going on this weekend at the thrift store, so she talks about that a little bit. Before we do any of that, though, let's get you up to date with the weather and a quick commercial break. And then on the other side, so I have enough time here, we're going to go right into the interview. So weather, quick commercial break, then our interview with Crystal Noble from the Humane Society. Don't go away.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Stationary front nearby, so we may get a shower or thunderstorm around the Roswell area, but rain chances are pretty low. It will be hot today with our high in the low 100s. Few clouds overnight and maybe a shower and low 70s, and then a mix of sun and clouds Saturday morning. Sunny in the afternoon and highs right around 102. Warming up on Sunday, 105 and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
The summer fun isn't done at Roswell Nissan during the gigantic 10-day 10 event. And with a lot this jam-packed with savings, your summer just got even hotter. Like a 2013 GMC Yukon for just $359 a month, a 2013 Ford Edge for just $269 a month, or a 2017 Ford Fusion for just $149 a month. And now through July 14th, Roswell Nissan is giving away $250 every day. Well, almost every day. Join Roswell Nissan this Saturday for Jolly Jumps, snow cones, a coloring station, and your chance to win a 50-inch high-def smart TV. The gigantic 10-day 10 event, on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Today we're going to give you the 5th key to a great marriage, taken from Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The 5th key is commitment, living the love you promised.
Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." You know, one of the keys to commitment is just deciding in your heart, I'm never giving up on God, I'm never giving up on my marriage, I'm never giving up on my family.
Commitment is a promise made and kept by two imperfect people. It's good for our kids to see that problems happen and we're committed to solving them together.
If you want all 5 keys to a great marriage, you can go to our website at jomconference.com.
Do you struggle with acne, eczema, or worry about skin cancer? Research suggests that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the age of 70, but when detected early, 99% of skin cancer cases are curable. At Epiphany Dermatology of Roswell, we place special emphasis on prevention, screening, and treatment, so schedule your annual skin exam by calling us at 575-208-7050 or by visiting our website at epiphanydermatology.com and get checked today. Prevention is key.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock. Joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Humane Society, Crystal Noble back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Tired.
Tired, yeah. She was, for folks that don't know, she went on vacation with her husband and back visiting family in California, and so had a little road trip and sight saw. I know we talked about Alcatraz before you left.
Yeah.
Did you see Alcatraz?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
So, for what you would expect to see and what you get to see is a little bit different. There are parts of Alcatraz now where I guess it's unsafe for people to go.
Okay, just the building's not
secure.
Right, gotcha.
And so one area we went, we actually had to wear hard hats.
Oh, wow.
So, but they don't take you to Al Capone's cell. And that's one of the things they advertise on the website is Al Capone's cell. And I was like, huh.
Is it just not safe enough to go there?
I don't know. The tour guide didn't really explain. When I asked, I was like, hey. And he's like, just go get your headset. And I was like,
What about like some of the other famous, like Birdman of Alcatraz?
No, they don't point out their cells. Like they point out the guys who escaped. They point out Leon's cell, and Machine Gun Kelly before he got moved into segregation.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. Like they don't really talk about Al Capone, Birdman, or any of that. Other than in the audio, they talk about how he was a very large man and
sure.
It took 4 guards to contain him because
and he was sick.
Yeah, he had syphilis.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said syphilis was destroying his brain.
Yeah. Well, you wonder if maybe his cell was a little more special, like it had more amenities, maybe just because of all that. I don't know.
No,
not that saying there was amenities.
Because he was a threat to the officers, so he was in lockdown.
Okay, so he was like in solitary, the hole or whatever you call it.
Yeah, the hole.
Plus, there's been a lot of stuff happening in Alcatraz after it was a prison.
Yeah, and so I didn't realize that Indians
Mhm.
took over and obtained Alcatraz for 19 months.
Yeah, back, it was at 70s or 60s, I don't remember.
It was
when.
in the 70s.
70s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one tribe of Native Americans. I don't remember the details, but yeah.
Actually, it was several tribes
Was it
that
several?
grouped
Okay.
together. Yeah, to
Okay.
fight against the government.
Yeah.
To get back their native rights and lands.
If I remember, originally it was a Civil War prison.
It was. Well,
That's when it
actually,
started.
it was a Civil War base.
Fort there? Okay.
Fort. And so there was 3 ports. There was Alcatraz and then 2 others. So if they entered San Francisco Bay, if these 2 didn't strike them down on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz was the armed.
It was the last line of defense, so
Yeah.
to speak, yeah.
But it became a prison for military men who tried to evade and avoid being deployed or drafted.
yeah.
Or if you messed up and got in trouble while you were in the military, they sent you to Alcatraz.
Yep. Because, again, it's kind of hard to escape from an island in the middle of the San Francisco Bay there.
Well, from what I thought it looked like before getting there and seeing it, so it's the smallest little rock out there. There's other islands out there that are way bigger. And I'm like, why didn't you put Alcatraz right there? Could have made it huge.
Right.
But, so it's actually 1 mile long
Okay.
and a half a mile wide. But it's a steep incline that you have to walk.
Big cliffs on either side of it.
All the way up, yeah. And then on the back of the prison, when they rebuilt it, and it became an actual government prison,
Mhm.
it's just a straight drop down.
Oh, wow.
You look out and there's rocks and water.
Do they let people stay the night in there still? Or, can you do that as a thing? Or
I don't know.
if you're rich or something?
There was the night tour, and we did the night tour.
Yeah.
But there was people going even later than us, so I don't know when they finally stopped because it didn't have any offered for an overnight thing or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if my husband would have okayed that.
I imagine it'd be a little spooky, but that'd be kind of cool to do.
It was cold as crap there. They didn't have air conditioning. They didn't have heating. The building wasn't built for warmth or anything.
Yeah, it wasn't designed to be comfortable.
No. And the wind always blows in San Francisco, so there's
you're right
always-
on the water. You're right there on
Yeah.
the bay, so you get the ocean breeze and everything else. So,
Yeah.
interesting.
It was cold.
But it's still cool. Right now, I'm like, dude, I'd take that over what we got any day of the week. Right
Yeah,
now.
and it's really cool because if you do the tour guide and then the audio tour after, the tour guide explains a whole lot of stuff to you, and then they give you a headset, and then you go cruise the prison, C block, D block, and B block.
Okay.
You go cruise that by yourself because it tells you turn here, go here, do this, stop here, look at that, read this. Blah,
Right,
blah, blah.
right. It gives you.
But they had Times Square, Boston, and I think the other one was Cincinnati, and then the D block was Death Row.
Okay. Do you see Death Row, the chair, or whatever they use?
No, the reason it's called Death Row is because those were the men that were convicted for life.
Oh, okay.
So, that means
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere.
no.
Gotcha.
Your other rows were people 10, 15, 20-year sentences, where these guys were life.
Gotcha. And to be honest, if you look at the history and things, there were people sent to Alcatraz for some really small stuff, like stealing bread, things like that. That there were some inmates that spent 20 years in there, and they initially got in for stealing bread, but then something else happened, and
Because if you act up while you're in jail, you get time added to your sentence.
So there's people spent 30 years in Alcatraz, but because initially they just stole a loaf of bread or something like that.
Right.
That's just what happened. But
And then we passed San Quentin. I was like, ooh.
which is still a prison.
Yeah, a very big prison for very naughty people.
Yeah, well, but also home to big concerts because the Man in Black, he did a show at San Quentin. Metallica did when they were blackout, or not black, Saint Anger and all that. They did videos at San Quentin. They did a concert at San Quentin prison for the prisoners, and there's a video. I think it's Saint Anger. The Saint Anger Metallica videos shot at San Quentin.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, there's San Quentin. I have photos. I was like, wow.
Yeah. That's, I guess, well, Metallica's they're based out of San Francisco. That's kind of their home base. That's where they live. I think that's where their studios are and everything.
So wouldn't picture Metallica out of San Francisco.
That's where L.A. and San Fran's their marching grounds, where they're from and all that. That's where they.
So wouldn't imagine
when they're not
that.
touring and becoming rock stars, that's where they call home. So yeah.
Yeah, no. There's way too much traffic there.
Well, I'm sure they live in the nice parts where the big houses are, and all that
Still
stuff.
way too much traffic there.
And they are people that probably get a car to do things, and then when they want to drive, they drive.
They're like, chauffeur.
Yeah, they get a car, but when they feel like driving one of their 7 sports cars, and they diddy bop around and do that. But,
right.
So anyway, we should talk about the Humane Society.
The Humane Society did not burn down while I was gone.
Still here.
So
that's a good thing.
that means I can go away more.
Good deal. More vacations in your future. Or let's just adopt all the pets, and then there's nothing to do there, and you just go on vacation anyway.
Yeah.
Of course, that will never happen, but it'd be a nice thought.
It would be. We still don't have any cats that are big enough yet for adoption.
So still in quarantine on
Still
the
in
cats.
quarantine. Because all we have are kittens right now that are under the 2.2 pounds.
So if you're looking for a kitten here in a couple weeks, it's
they're
about
getting
to be,
close.
Okay.
But they're not quite there yet.
Okay, give them another week or two and check back. You can see them online. If you go to roswellhumane.org, you can see all the pets that are calling the shelter home. If you see not available next, that means they're in quarantine for various reasons, making weight. They're new, and so they're making sure they don't have the diseases that sometimes come with some of the pets and things. And so, but once all that's been established, then the not available goes away. So if you see not available, doesn't mean they've been adopted. If they're adopted, they're not on the website.
And you can email us, call us, and say, hey, I saw so-and-so on the website.
Yeah.
Just wanted to know, do you have an idea about when they might be coming out of quarantine?
And you come by and meet and greet and do all that.
Are they in quarantine because of vaccinations, or are they on meds?
Mm-hmm.
Because, each animal has a different reason why they're still in quarantine.
Some come very sick, and you guys have to really get them nursed back to health before you feel comfortable enough to let just a general pet owner take care of this pet. And so, and like I've experienced firsthand where, at animal control, where we adopted a cat, and it was so tiny and sickly, and it didn't have and we lost it that next day. It died, but we tried really hard, and it was soul crushing, but it was that animal control. If it was Humane Society, you guys probably would have kept it and done it, but because it was animal control and what it was doing, we're like, well, maybe we can do something with it. Unfortunately, it didn't make it.
And there are times where we get animals that come in that are so sick that, we put every effort we have forward, and unfortunately it doesn't come out on the way we would like it
doctors,
to.
Doctors wish they could save every patient, but they
Right.
can't. It's facts of life,
But we do the quarantine so that way we make sure that we're not spreading any viruses or anything.
You don't want to turn one cat's disease into an entire population
Yes.
of cats having that issue. And, this is why they're so concerned when they hear things like parvo for dogs and stuff, because that could really wipe out the entire population if it's left unchecked. And so they're very stringent on making sure that doesn't happen for the safety of the people, and for your pets. It's for all that, and that's why it's that way. So.
And this time of year with our high heat, that's when we start seeing parvo and distemper. Distemper is a summer hot heat virus.
So you're more on guard now than even you are normally.
Right.
So, makes sense.
If your animals aren't current on vaccinations, you might call the vet and say, hey, I need boosters, blah, blah, blah. They'll tell you what you need and get you set up.
Mm-hmm.
But try to keep up on your vaccinations and keep them up on their boosters, because you might not realize, but flies are part of our worst enemies.
We have a lot of them here because we are dairy.
We do.
Dairy town. Yeah.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of livestock, which means a lot of flies. And so if that fly lands on fecal of a dog that just shed the virus, and then if your dog is like most dogs that likes to catch flies and eat flies, he's just ingested that because that's what they eat. They do. They transfer it.
And if they're not vaccinated or inoculated for these things, then that could be a real problem for them. Otherwise, if you do, then it's just gross. You're just like, oh, stop eating the fly, gross dog.
Yeah. My dogs don't necessarily eat the flies. They just get annoyed with them and start.
Sure. Well, I mean,
Try to
even
spark.
cats, like a fly gets in the house.
Yeah, cats are fly hunters too.
Yeah, and you got to be careful with stuff like that. And that's, sure, sometimes it's could be remote and things, but how easy could it be just to get your dog boosted and then don't have to worry about it? And that's what we're trying to
And
say.
it's once a year, it's not like you're having to do it every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, rather than play Russian roulette there, just get it done and you don't have to worry about it. So.
Because that $100 vet bill for that booster on that vaccination might save you a $3,000 vet bill later on down the road.
Yeah, or, the life of your pet.
Right, yeah.
You get a happy, healthy pet.
Like if your animal breaks with parvo, that it's a guarantee that they're going to come out of it
Sure.
because it's not a guarantee that they can survive.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. It's a real
horrible.
bad thing. So, but again, this is why the policies in place are stringent for the Humane Society. This is the very reason why you can't adopt when they're not ready to be adopted, or they do checks. They want to check to make sure the home that the animal's going to is appropriate for that animal. So if you want to adopt a dog, you have to have the fenced-in yard and shelter and all the necessity. Cats, they are strictly indoor cats. That's the thing. They do not want to adopt cat owners that want barn cats. We have enough of that problem in town. Now, that might be useful if you live out in the county and all that, but we're talking city. And by the way, just so you know, the Humane Society has to abide by all of city ordinances when it comes to pets. So if you adopt a pet from the Humane Society, it will be microchipped regardless of where you live. Because you adopted it from Roswell, the ordinance in Roswell states all pets must be microchipped, and all that. So you will and obviously spayed or neutered. We will not let you take an unspayed or neutered pet home. That pet will go to a veterinarian before it goes to your home to get spayed or neutered, microchipped as needed, and then you pick up your pet from your vet of your choosing. Yep. But that's unless the pet is already spayed or neutered, and it's just a matter of doing a quick little deal with a microchip, then you're going to pick up the pet from the vet more than likely. So.
And the majority of the time, like if we do have an animal that comes in already spayed or neutered, that's not microchipped. When we are finalizing the adoption, I'll tell the adopters, okay, what vet are you choosing for the microchip? If you want to meet me at the vet, we'll go get a microchip, and then you can take them home from the vet there.
Good deal. So it's a little quick in and out, not an overnight stay.
No, they just run in, bloop, and then...
Yeah, typically it's overnight stay with a spay or neuter because it's a surgery.
The majority of them now are actually releasing the same day.
Oh, okay.
So that way you can observe your animal.
And I imagine neuters are a little easier than spays.
Neuters are a whole lot easier than
I would
spays.
figure. I've never had a male dog, so I don't know all that's involved with that, but...
It takes longer to sedate a male than it does to neuter him.
But when the part's on the outside, it's easier to get to than the part's on the inside. So that's what it boils down to.
And, like on the females, they have to cut in, open up, and go through the abdominal wall and all of that to remove items. As where a male, it's external and
it's kind of like in humans, where a hysterectomy is a lot harder than getting a simple vasectomy. It's the same concept there, basically. But anyway, but it's got to be done. So. That being said, I know, like I said, all the cats are in quarantine for the moment, but there's a bevy of kittens. Check in the next week or two. Keep logging on to the website to check on the status of these kittens. If you're looking for a young kitten to bring into the fold, we're about to have a bunch for you.
Yeah, we have 9.
Okay, good deal. And they're all irresistible. I know, because they're kittens. That's what kittens are.
And it's funny because, they kind of look similar, but then they're completely different at the same time. Sure. And then we're like, wait, which one are you? Wait, you're the boy, so that's okay. Oh, you're the girl. That makes it the easiest way to tell these guys apart is because they're from the same litter.
Gotcha.
But, there's a boy and a girl that look exactly the same. And I'm like, I'm so glad that it's not 2 boys and 2 girls because we'd have to have little tags or something
you'd have to
sticking out.
Mark them easily. But, that's what happens when you have a litter sometimes. So.
Yeah.
How's the dog side of the adoption right now?
We do have quite a bit of medium and large size dogs.
Okay.
I don't have a whole lot of small dogs right now.
Okay.
I have some in quarantine. They just got their second set of vaccinations, so they should be coming out early next week.
Okay.
We do have a couple of poodle mixes.
Okay.
I think they're poodle dachshund mixes. It's
Okay.
Really
So these are like toy poodle, that smaller, not standard.
No,
Got it.
no. And they're going on 12 weeks old, and their
Okay.
legs are like that long. Their bodies are like that long, but they're kinky poodle.
So when they're about 12 weeks, what's generally the weight on them at that point?
They're roughly 5-7-ish pounds right now.
So about double the size of what's adoptable when they can be, because it's about 2.5
Yeah,
pounds.
they have to weigh 2.2 pounds.
2.2, that's what it was. I know it was somewhere around 2 and 2.5. So,
So, but they'll be big enough. They just barely got their second set of vaccinations, so they'll be coming out of quarantine soon.
On those, what's their top weight? About 16, 18 pounds, maybe?
So if it's an actual
Unless it's a fatty.
like toy poodle that's
Yeah.
not mixed with something else,
Yeah.
they normally should be around the 8 to 10 pound mark.
Oh, okay. They don't even get that big.
No.
Okay. I was
And
thinking they got
then-
like 12, 15 pounds.
Like, because I think they're mixed with the dachshund, and dachshunds have a longer body.
They're a little heavier,
bit
aren't
more broader chested and
Stocky, stout,
stockier.
yeah.
So I think they'll probably end up between the 10 to 15 pound.
Okay. So you might get a beefy toy.
Yeah. And then we have oh, okay. My husband's paying attention to the radio.
Hey, when that happens.
We have some Chihuahua mixes too. They're very young, between the 6-month mark. They should be coming out of quarantine right around the same time as the poodles came in.
Okay.
Because they all came in like a couple of days apart. So,
Okay. So it's just kind of it just rains it pours type deal.
Yeah.
The Chihuahuas, are they mixed with a bigger dog or an equally small dog?
No,
or?
they just look like Chihuahua, not even pug mixes, more like Chihuahua, like Boston Terrier maybe.
Okay. Okay. So I'm guessing depending on the one might favor more terrier features than Chihuahua features. And what's the hair on them like? Is it more Chihuahua?
Chihuahua.
Or terrier? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, if you get the Chihuahua hair, that kind of, unless it's the long hair Chihuahuas, but.
And you know, it's funny. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, I need a short-haired dog." Short-haired dogs shed worse than long-haired dogs.
Yeah. And I don't know about cats though. I don't know if short-haired cats shed less than.
So-
I know long-haired cats do shed a lot,
Long-haired cats do shed a lot.
and they generally have hairball problems. Just
They
to warn
do,
you.
because they have to groom themselves a lot more.
Yeah.
A short-haired cat doesn't necessarily shed less. It's just because they groom themselves equally. There's not as much hair to be left over
Gotcha.
because they're
Gotcha. There's not
grooming
yeah,
themselves.
makes sense. So, because I know as a long hair hat owner, both my cats are long hair, and they do leave. I mean, it's a constant battle of vacuuming, and well, only one of them is a puker. The other one, I don't think has ever seen puke ever. But the other one's also a food hoarder and will puke just because
she overate.
Yes,
She
not
gorged.
because of hairballs, because she wolfs it down and then
Yeah.
stop doing that.
Our boxer is like that. He thinks he has to like inhale his food and not chew it, and
Yeah.
then it's like bleh.
Yep.
So I have to mix it in water to make him slowly eat, because if he doesn't have anything to slow him down, he just,
Wolves and pukes.
and I'm like, and then he's like, "I'm hungry." I'm like,
Well, you done lost all your food, so.
yeah.
But looks like you got a good selection of dogs. Like I said, medium to larger dogs now. The smaller ones are about
Should
a week
be
out from
right
quarantine.
about middle next week. They should be coming out of quarantine.
Good deal.
Because like I said, they just got their second set, so we watch them for an additional 7 days after that to make sure that they don't break with anything. And then as long as they're looking good on the 21st day, bring them out.
Any long timers we want to spotlight real quick before we move to the thrift store?
So we got area adopted, which is great.
Okay.
We do still have Carrie, but I do have a possible rescue group that's willing to
That's
take her.
interested in finding a home? Good.
But she's been there. July 17th makes 1 full year for her.
Wow, so that's that institutionalized thing we always talk about.
Yeah,
here.
and-
because that really does affect the dog's personality.
And with it being so hot, so quick, our dog walkers haven't been able to come and walk.
So this one's probably a little stir crazy, I'm guessing.
All of them are they're like, "Hey, what's
Yeah.
going on here?" But we still have like another 15 days of 100 plus degrees where, it's by 8:30, it's already too hot.
Maybe we can go to a park with slip and slides or something and take these dogs to the park and let them run on slip and slides under the trees one day.
We need to get
Or at least those kiddie pools,
we need to get carpeting, a little carpet trail that goes around the parking lot that goes out to the park so the dogs can walk on the carpet.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool, like a dog path that's specifically okay for the dogs to walk on. That might be a smart idea, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like we could achieve that.
Probably.
We've put a man on the moon. We can make this happen. You know what I'm saying?
We can make asphalt dog friendly. However, the dog shoes are not dog friendly. Those are more of a I'm gonna fight you.
Although I over the weekend I saw someone walking their dog during the UFO Fest, and this dog has some kicks. Boy, they were like these little lime green like Nike dog shoe. They were sharp.
And it's funny because I'm like, how do you people get your dogs to walk in shoes? I can't even get my dog to walk in a harness.
This dog was like pretty used to it, pretty like it was a thing. Like, yeah, this is what I do. It was cool.
This is
cool
me.
thing.
This is who I am.
It was a cool dog. I mean, you cannot miss them shoes. They were that alien lime green like that they were like you see them a mile away. But I imagine they're very good for rescue dogs. And it's like if they're going to search through rubble, those shoes would have been good for that. So
you know what? I bet you they ordered the lime green just for the UFO museum.
I would if it makes sense.
Festival, sorry.
Because you got to be fashion conscious when you're going to be out there. You know?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be looking at your dog. You have a dog. It's like, oh, you got a dog. And then you're like, check out the shoes on the dog.
Yeah. You got Chuck Taylors for your dog.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
It's like putting kids in suits and stuff. Everyone gets more attention when you do that to them. How's the thrift store? How's sales there?
The thrift store is overly loaded right now.
So that means sales are happening.
It does. It does. So today, tomorrow, and Saturday, all clothes in this store are half off.
Okay.
Hanging baskets, all
through
half
the weekend
off.
here, through Saturday.
Through Saturday. The book room, Abby has the religious books half off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Awesome.
They have a lot of furniture.
Okay.
A lot of furniture. They have end tables, kitchen table that's got 4 chairs. They have a pillow top king size bed mattress only.
Oh, wow.
And then they have a lot of kitchen appliances and a lot of glassware. So if you're needing to host a party and you need some stuff, come down. Camille's got quite a bit of stuff.
And some of that would be great, probably some of the kitchen stuff. Great for if you got, of course, kids will be going off to college here in a month or so, and they're going to want some of that kind of stuff for their dorms and apartments and what have you. Probably even some of those end tables. That king mattress, that's more suited for someone's house. Unless you just want a tiny door room that's a big mattress. But
unless you got a really big dorm room and you got room for it.
but definitely go there before you start buying stuff new at the box stores. Because kids are rough on these things at college. And if you buy them anything nice, it will get destroyed. And you just destroyed nice things.
Because they're going to be in college. They're going to be partying.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be puking.
If you like nice things but don't want to pay nice thing prices, go to the thrift store because people donate nice things.
Yes.
And then what happens is you've got an end table that probably, if you bought it new, was $400. You can get it for like $30-$50.
And you know, I'm kicking myself now for not buying it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember, like back in the day, where they had the wooden boxes that said postal and then something else and then something else. And then you had like the little drawers underneath it that were kind of like in the old like grocery stores.
Yeah.
Well, somebody had built a replica of one.
Okay.
And I saw it at the thrift store. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'm like, I don't have nowhere to put it, but that's really cool. And then I was like, I think I'm going to go get it. When I went over there to go get it, somebody had already bought it. I was like,
got snapped up, huh? Yeah.
But like it said at the bottom, it said like U.S. Postal. It was U.S. Postal incoming, outgoing, and chapter 13.
Oh, cool.
File 13.
Okay.
So in mail, out mail, trash.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I was like, oh, should have got it.
Oh, well, maybe another one will come across someday.
Oh, they've got a really cool handmade potato box next door, too.
Oh, cool. Store your potatoes?
Yeah. I was like, I don't need a lot of potatoes, but And that's the hard part about working directly next to the thrift store.
Yeah, you got to have discipline.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah.
Especially, otherwise your collecting status turns to hoarder status.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I go over, hey, Camille, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh. And she's like, oh, look at this. You want this? You want that? And I'm like, stop, Camille, stop. And she's like, come on, look at this. And I'm like, stop it.
Oh, yeah, she's the drug dealer. She's not helping. Yeah.
She is.
Come on. It won't hurt. One more thing.
But one thing that I love about everybody at the thrift store is if you're in need of something specifically, like, hey, if you come across this, let me know I need this.
Yeah, they'll be on the lookout.
They'll be on the lookout. And they even do it for customers, too. Like, we had a lady who, her microwave went out, and so she went down, and we didn't have any. And she told Camille, she goes, I don't want to go pay for a brand new microwave because they're expensive.
Sure.
And she's like, if you get one in, will you call me?
Yeah.
And so they got a microwave in. Camille called her, and she came and got the microwave.
That's cool. See?
So if you're in specific need of something, talk to Camille, talk to Manny, Amanda, Susan, and just say, hey, you know, I'm looking for this. I need this. You know, if you come across it, would you please call me?
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially like collectibles too. Even like if you're like, I collect Tupperware or some kind of figurines or some knickknack, you know, Hummels or whatever. I don't know what's popular now. But
Funko Pop.
You know, that places like the thrift store are perfect for that. So you talk to the staff there and just say, hey, I'm a Hummel collector. Would you, anytime one comes in, could you call me and I'll be right down to see if it's one I want to get or something. You know, they do that kind of stuff for people. So get in the good graces and get nice with them and talk, and they'll do all of that for you too. So.
They will. They're very good down there.
Yeah. Make donations. That's a great way to get in. Come in and bring some cat litter or some dog food or some toys or something like that. That's always a good way to, you know, to support the Humane Society. But at the same time,
cat litter is something that I need.
Okay. And don't buy the expensive stuff.
No, just the cheap clay. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get the little 10-pound bag of clay cat litter for $1.25 now because it's not $1 anymore.
Okay.
Because we throw it away every day.
Gotcha.
We recycle it. You know, we don't sift through. You know, when they use the restroom, it goes in the trash, and then we put a new box in. So that way it keeps the smells down. Because even if you scoop the scoopable, when you've got 30 cats.
Right. It's not 100% effective.
No,
yes.
no.
Yeah.
And so just the cheap clay cat litter, nothing fancy. Like I said, you can even go to the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Because we do have baking soda that we mix in
the
with
expensive stuff's a waste of money because, like you said, it's going to be thrown away every day anyway. So,
it does.
So don't even. I know you're thinking, well, it's better, and it's like not for the purpose that we're trying to do here.
No, and like if we get it donated that has like the scoopable with the cinch, like we mix it so that way you know it does get used.
You know, you use whatever you got because that's it's needed.
Right.
But what she's saying is save your time and money and just get the cheapo stuff. Don't try to fancy it up.
More of the clay cat litter.
We don't need any of that Martha Stewart litter or any of that stuff.
No. Tidy Cat, I think, or actually Tractor Supply. It's Paws and Claws non-clumping. It's like a 50-pound bag for like $5.
Perfect. You grab a couple of those.
Yeah.
That would be an amazing donation.
You know, and then you spend like $25 on 40 pounds of scoopable, and I'm like, you could have got like 80 pounds of clay.
Yeah.
So, but any donations are all greatly appreciated.
Absolutely.
But clay cat litter, the cheap stuff, that's what we aim for. So that way, you know, we have cat litter, and then it can be thrown away. And
if you can drop off a bag or two today, that would be very helpful.
That would be great.
Awesome. And then, of course, anytime, if you have questions about donations, please call ahead on that. Certain like bones and toys and things aren't good for pets, so we really want to
try to steer away
those.
from the rawhides just because we're not there in the evening time to watch them.
Yeah.
And so we don't like to give them things that they can't have unsupervised.
Yeah, those white rawhide, they're delicious and enjoyable, but they are choking hazards or first aid cutting up mouths and things like that. I mean, I had a dog that loved it so much that literally would chew them till their gums bleed, and I had to take it away from her because she just loved it so much, you know.
Yeah.
But then I learned, and I was like, after a couple of years, like I'm not giving her those anymore. I switched to more real bones and things like that. But it was the lesson learned as I was, you know, being a dog owner. So
everything in life is a lesson learned. However, if somebody can learn it for you, follow their advice.
Absolutely, work smarter, not harder. That's a great mantra. Don't forget, if you have any questions about anything, RoswellHumane.org is the website. You can see everything that's calling the Humane Society home, including if you'd like to become a member. Another great way to support your kids, your pets, everybody and anything can be a member of the Humane Society. You know, you actually get invited to the meetings and, you know, when they have decisions made and all that. But really, your dues and membership support paying vet bills and keeping the Humane Society open and the doors doing what they normally do every day. So that's a great way to support. And then, like you said, real quick, give out the shelter because there's the store, the thrift store has certain hours, and then the shelter has certain hours.
So the kennel's hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 12 and 1 to 4:30.
Okay.
And the thrift store's hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30.
come on down. And don't forget, Wednesday is generally new stuff day at the thrift store. So if you're a weekly visitor, the new stuff shows up Wednesday morning. So be there at 10 o'clock. Waiting.
If you need clothes, summer clothes, whatever, it's all half off.
Join the horde at the door, waiting at 10 a.m. when the doors open.
Yeah, and it's funny. Every morning, even when it's 100 degrees outside, there's people lined up outside the door, and I'm like, good.
Well, I'm sure the game is every time like they're all sitting in their cars and they're waiting for that first person to get out and go by the door. And once that happens, then the floodgates happen.
It's funny because there's one particular lady that comes every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. She doesn't come on Saturdays. But she comes every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay.
And she's outside by the front door at like 9:40, just sitting there.
Wow.
And I'm like, you got 20 minutes. That pole is going to get really hot because the sun rises over us. And every morning she's there.
Yeah. God bless her. I'm glad she's a supporter.
Oh, I
That's
love
awesome.
it because it's funny when I see her, I'm like, hey, good morning. She's like, hi.
Good. I'm glad she's a supporter. She's dedicated, though. She's a dedicated.
She's a dedicated thrift shopper.
Yeah, I imagine. She's probably very spendy in her life as far as thrifty and way she does.
Well, she looks for certain things.
Yeah. I'm sure she's got a plan, like a whole plan.
A lot of the stuff she's looking for is stuff that she can take to like the Casa kids.
Okay. Oh, so she's looking to give to others. Oh, cool.
So,
Love that. That's awesome.
she looks for stuff for the Casa kids.
How cool is
she
that?
She looks for stuff for like the quilting groups, so that way they can make quilts.
So she's out there doing that for others. How
She
cool
is.
that?
She's out there. Basically, she's like, okay, what do you need? I'll go search for it.
I just thought you're obsessive. Never mind. You're pretty sure. You're pretty awesome. Yeah. I just thought
and
maybe
then
you're
she
just
gets to do
obsessive
her own
compulsive.
shopping while she's out there. So.
Yeah, I just thought it was a little OCD thing, but you do you. God bless you.
Yep.
Dude, I just saw the time. Thank you as always. We'll see you here in a couple weeks, and I'm glad you enjoyed the vacation. We'll have to get a few more nuggets next time here. And but Alcatraz was a 10, huh?
Yeah, it was great. I have imagined Alcatraz since I can remember going to Alcatraz, and so my husband sent me a text that says fact check. It was Times Square, Broadway, and Chicago Avenue. And then Death Row. Of course, I'm going to remember Death Row and Times Square, but I'm not going to remember the other two.
Yeah.
So I was corrected.
Very good. Well, thank you as always.
Thank you.
We'll see you here in a couple weeks. It is.
For the outdoor pool. Lap swimming at the indoor pool will be Monday through Friday, 6 to noon, and Saturday, 10 to noon. The schedule will be in effect for the indoor pool until August 7th. Then the hours of operation will be reevaluated based on service levels. The superintendent of Artesia Public Schools, Thad Phipps, is announcing his retirement at the Artesia School Board meeting this week. The school board says it's thankful for Thad's many years of service as a teacher, coach, principal, assistant superintendent, and superintendent. Thad's exemplary work ethic, compassion, and dedication to his work have enabled him to positively influence and educate students, according to the statement from the school board. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Stationary front nearby, so we may get a shower or thunderstorm around the Roswell area, but rain chances are pretty low. It will be hot today with our high in the low 100s. Few clouds overnight and maybe a shower and low 70s, and then a mix of sun and clouds Saturday morning. Sunny in the afternoon and highs right around 102. Warming up on Sunday, 105 and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Wall Street's main indexes fell sharply on Thursday in a broad sell-off after data showing a strong labor market drove up bond yields and fanned fears that the Federal Reserve will be aggressive in raising interest rates. The number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits increased moderately last week, while private payrolls surged in June, suggesting that the labor market remained on solid ground despite growing risk of a recession. Making his case for 2024, President Biden declared in deep red South Carolina on Thursday that Republican-led states are gaining factory jobs because of economic measures he pushed through Congress, despite stiff GOP opposition. The president argued that government investments in computer chips, batteries, and electric vehicles will help the United States outcompete China, and that his agenda has delivered in ways that former President Donald Trump could not. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
The summer fun isn't done at Roswell Nissan during the gigantic 10-day 10 event. And with a lot this jam-packed with savings, your summer just got even hotter. Like a 2013 GMC Yukon for just $359 a month, a 2013 Ford Edge for just $269 a month, or a 2017 Ford Fusion for just $149 a month. And now through July 14th, Roswell Nissan is giving away $250 every day. Well, almost every day. Join Roswell Nissan this Saturday for Jolly Jumps, snow cones, a coloring station, and your chance to win a 50-inch high-def smart TV. The gigantic 10-day 10 event, on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. 209,000 jobs created last month, the unemployment rate down to 3.6%. The bottom line of the Labor Department's June jobs report out this morning. But Heritage Foundation economist E.J. Antoni tells us it's important to look beyond the headline numbers.
We're seeing job openings come down. We're seeing fewer people leaving jobs and getting other jobs. So when you put all of this together and you take a holistic view of the labor market, it's pretty clear that things are slowing down, not crashing, but slowing down.
And the Federal Reserve has been trying to slow the economy through a series of interest rate hikes spanning more than a year. The White House cocaine story, it just keeps changing, specifically where the powder was found. The latest version has it being discovered just outside of the highly secure Situation Room. Earlier, it was in the West Wing lobby. Initially, it was said to have been discovered in the library. They may not make the headlines every day, but those huge wildfires north of the border continue to burn.
Wildfires raging across Canada have already broken records for total areas burned, the number of people forced to evacuate their homes, and the cost of fighting the blazes. And the fire season is only halfway finished. Michael Norton of the Canadian Forest Service said that it's no understatement to say that the 2023 fire season is and will continue to be record-breaking in a number of ways. A health expert also warned that smoke from the fires can cause health problems for people living in both Canada and the United States. Keith Peters reporting.
GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene voted out of the House Freedom Caucus. Congressman Andy Harris says it's a result of some of Greene's actions, including a high-profile feud with fellow Republican Lauren Boebert, during which Greene swore at Boebert on the House floor. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Visiting Prague, Ukrainian President Zelensky repeating his call for more long-range weapons.
President Zelensky aims with this diplomatic offensive to secure more weapons, but also to drive forward Ukraine's objectives of joining both the European Union and NATO. He wants a concrete political signal from NATO members at its upcoming summit in Lithuania that Ukraine will be allowed to join the alliance once fighting with Russia stops. The Czech Prime Minister Petr Fiala reiterated his country's backing. Some states, though, are more wary.
And that's the BBC's Danny Eberhardt. Cities across China have opened their air raid shelters, offering residents relief from the heat as unusually high temperatures stretch across parts of the country and start to claim lives. Earlier this week, Beijing reported more than 9 straight days with temperatures exceeding 95 degrees, according to the National Climate Center. News and analysis, townhall.com. Multiple shark bites reported by swimmers off New York's Long Island in the past few days, prompting deployment of drones to monitor the waters.
Florida had the most encounters with sharks last year with 16, twice as many as runner-up New York. That's according to data compiled by the International Shark Attack File, which tracks shark encounters around the world. George Gorman with the New York State Office of Parks says there are several reasons that sharks are more prevalent, including warmer and cleaner water, but there's also a lot of fish.
And when you have a lot of smaller fish, guess what? The bigger fish come in to feed on them. And as I said, we had video of that. So that's why they're coming closer to shore, in our opinion.
I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Twitter threatening legal action against Meta over its new text-based app called Threads. The offering launched this week as a rival to Elon Musk's social media platform. It's drawn tens of millions of users. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 or 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace the Piernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
So I'm a little baffled. So I was watching, we have the Fox News app that shows up on the TV here showing stories. And they've been doing a press conference in Austin, Texas for the last 10-15 minutes. And it says, Austin Police Department update on fatal stabbing of well-known DJ.
During a press conference on Thursday, Austin Police Department reminded the public of the events leading up to the last moments of 28-year-old DeAndre Isaiah's life. Isaiah Day's life, excuse me. Investigators say Day died in the early morning hours on September 4th, 2022, near 6th and Brazos Street.
So it's an old one,
stabbed.
okay.
Well, just from last year.
Well, but I mean, this didn't happen like last week.
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
Austin DJ says bar owner stabbed him with a katana sword and a dagger.
Okay, so I was seeing something about a sword and all that, but it was old.
Okay, that's something else. That's another story.
Okay.
That's from 2017, but Jiminy Christmas. No, this says Austin police search for suspects in deadly downtown stabbing. So I'm guessing it was like a DJ?
Oh, okay.
And not like a DJ.
Yeah, when I heard DJ, I'm thinking like, yeah,
one of our fellow brethren.
Not a club DJ. Okay. Right. But either way, it's still crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just wondering what was going on about a year ago.
September of last year.
Then why are they doing
I guess they have an update maybe on the case. Maybe they got a suspect or got some new information. Gotcha. They were doing this whole thing about this, and they're still talking about it. I'm like, I ain't even heard of this. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
But I saw DJ, and I'm like, what? DJ? Is this another We for We contest that went south or what?
I had to explain to Rhiannon the other day why we're called DJs and what that actually meant back in the day.
The disc jockey.
Jockey of discs.
Yeah.
Jockeyer of discs. But we don't do anything with those now.
No.
At all.
No.
Even close.
No. Now they, like the lexicon turns us into, we're more broadcasters.
I've always preferred the term on-air personality.
Or on-air personality.
Yeah,
that's a term we get a lot. But broadcasters, like a lot of times they're like, "Are you a DJ or are you a broadcaster?"
Right.
Like, I'm a broadcaster. You know.
But whenever you like the drop-down menu of like your career, and you never find like broadcaster. You always find DJ.
Yeah,
that's always on there. So I'm like, well, I guess
although
that.
the DJ that's actually in the club is closer to a DJ than what we do. We're
with a hard drive of hits.
Yeah. Now, if we were like actually, you're a little closer than I am because you actually spin records. Well, in theory, you know what I mean. You play music, whereas I don't even do that.
And you know, I got to thinking about it the other day. You really have pulled off. I mean, quite the dynasty. I've been.
Oh, here we go.
Well, no, this is a compliment. I bounced all over the radio world and somehow still landed on my feet. You've been in with this company for your entire radio career.
Well, not this company, but
but you've been with 106.5
pretty much
for the entirety of your radio career, which is really impressive.
Pretty much. I mean, I did an 8-year stint on our AM station,
right? But you've been
with,
attached to
absolutely
the family of stations.
That's
crazy.
To be honest, this microphone, I think no. This microphone is new.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's still there. But the microphone that was the main mic in Artesia was my mic at the mix.
Really?
Yes, that was the same mic I talked into the mix and all of that.
That's crazy.
When they moved that mic to there, and it was so I talked on the same mic, the exact same mic for like 10
with
10
the
years.
exact same muff because we don't just change them. Although I do remember,
like 10 years.
I do remember there was a drawer where we had one. We had a former DJ's muff that we kept like for posterity.
Yes, and that was
TC.
That was Muffin.
There was some things left floating in that one.
I bet there's DNA. Just saying. It just was nasty.
Yeah, we're talking, by the way, about the covers for the microphones. We call the muffs.
This thing. Here, I'm gonna pull it off.
That padding
right here.
The padding that goes over.
I don't know if
the
I sound any
microphone
different right now, but that's that thing.
to help clear the.
My muffs a little
softens
come off than the other muffs. So.
Yeah, these don't come off.
Yeah, they do, but they
do.
They usually rip when you do. So.
Yeah, it's a whole process.
This muff is. I need a bigger muff.
That muff's enough.
That's not made to be removable, is it?
I need a bigger muff to.
No, this muff was built like in. Mike's is more like a Merkin.
Yeah,
it's removable.
But in all fairness, this mic does 10,000 more hours than those mics do.
Yeah, for
as
sure.
As far as being used and talking, because I'm talking the whole time on this thing, where those are just used when I have people in the room.
Right.
So that's basically how that works out. So, got to thank the fine folks at McDonald's.
Yes, indeed.
As they do each and every. My wife said, "There's apple pies in there. I haven't had an apple pie in years." So she
I don't know how long it's been.
So
since I had one, so I had to treat myself.
So she had an apple pie. There's one left. Don't worry. You didn't. She didn't eat all the pies. There's one more pie left. So, Roy, you can take it home to your.
The last time I had an apple pie, they were different than these kinds they have now.
The lattice work was different.
It was more textured fried on the outside, bubbly. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, they've also, and this is since I've worked at McDonald's back in 2003, they don't fry them anymore. They're baked. There's a specific a specific pie oven that they have in the back.
I think last time I had one, it was the fried one. Yeah.
Well, that's like a thing in like your neck of the woods, Oklahoma and all that area. Fried pie is a big thing. Yeah, that's a big thing.
So there's a town in it's not actually not a town. It's just like a pull off in the Ozark Mountains. I'm sorry, not Ozark, the Arbuckle Mountains.
Okay.
In Oklahoma. And it's just there's a big gigantic sign that says fried pies. And this place is known nationwide for having the best and like a huge variety of different fried hand pies, and they're just so good. People drive from all over to get.
I think Pie Town and that town should compete for pie
dominance.
Yeah, pie dominance. I think they should.
That would be quite the battle. Of course,
winner takes the pie.
I got to imagine if we got it on Pie Town because you could have a hand pie in each hand and have a lot more range of motion. So your battle is going to be a lot easier won. Versus when somebody's sitting down, eating a pie with a fork and a plate.
Although one could argue the fried pie has less pie to distract you with. Like you could, in theory, like the dirt in the eye, pie in the eye. It's a little harder.
Sure.
With a fried.
But you ever had a crispity crust in your eye? That's sharp.
But if you have
that'll rupture a cornea.
But if you have a pound of blueberry in your eye, I'm just saying.
That's true. I think what we're trying to say is thank you, McDonald's.
Hey, y'all have a fight between fried pie and regular pie and tell us who wins. But anyway.
It'll be a pie battle in the streets. But yes, thank you, McDonald's.
Big thank you to McDonald's. Download the app, utilize the app, start earning rewards and things right now. I think Grimace is done. I think it's done now.
Yeah?
I don't know. I haven't looked, but I think we're moving past Grimace's birthday now that we're in July and all that. But maybe I'm wrong.
The man,
it may still be there.
Man, Grimace, you got to give it to him. He pulled off, the birthday month in real, good fashion.
Yeah,
like he managed to take the full month.
I was seeing something, and I didn't because it wasn't an article; it was just a screenshot. But I saw something about McDonald's catering weddings and offering that as a wet thing.
Really?
But I didn't. It was just a screenshot meme, and there wasn't an article to do more research on it. And I didn't go to dig, but I was like, that's an interesting factoid. I wonder how that plays out. But anyway, big thank you to McDonald's. Let me definitely download the app and utilize it. Yeah. Oh, the Grimace?
Yeah, the Grimace shakes.
Yeah, I kind of feeling that moment has passed. We've moved on to different things now. So, Main Street Roswell will join us here in just a few. Barbara Gomez will stop by tomorrow. Now that we're all done with Alien Fest and the UFO Festival weekend, guess what? Tomorrow starts the other cool thing about summer in Roswell, the farmers market.
Yes.
Downtown Farmers Market gets underway mañana.
Fresh
7 a.m. Yep.
Local honey.
Yep. All of that good stuff. Local
entrepreneurs.
I know Don Weld, we've had him on the radio quite a few times. He's come in talking about anything from Bitter Lake to Alzheimer's to American Legion. Well, he's involved in all of the above. And he literally, our tables, because he's kind of floats between the tables. So we have the American Legion table right by the Alzheimer's table, right by the Bitter Lake table. And he floats back and forth.
And he sits in a rolling chair.
But I will tell you this. Go to the American Legion one early. They have delicious baked goods every time. Cookies, brownies, but they don't last the whole time.
I imagine.
So get there early.
From my meeting last night, I have some insight on those baked goods. These are different than the ones that they have normally brought in, so they're a little extra special, y'all.
Now, when we talk brownies and special,
you got to be careful.
Be careful. How special are we talking?
No.
Mike's and I's both just lit up.
Not that special.
All right. Homemade deliciousness that will not make you want to eat more food later.
Just stare at your hand for an hour.
And we'll give you the munchies later on.
I call them fingers, but have you ever seen one of them fing?
Why does the thumb gets set aside?
There was a whole argument online like a month ago about whether the thumb is considered a finger.
It is.
Is it though? Because the thumb does so much more than a finger does. It also it operates differently. There's one less knuckle than in a traditional finger.
Yeah.
So is it a finger or is it its own special thing?
It's a part of the finger family, but it is called a thumb.
It is a part of the finger family. I can't argue with that.
Like every toe is different, but they're all still toes.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. All toes act universally. They all have the same amount of knuckles. Sure, they're different sizes. They all have the same amount of knuckles, and they all function the same way. Whereas our thumbs are opposable. They operate differently, and they do more.
Using your logic, if someone was born and their finger only had one knuckle, that not cease to be a finger because it doesn't look like a typical finger.
It's still considered a phalange.
Sure. It's still considered a phalange.
It is in the finger family.
Considered a finger.
I say yes. Because you say you have 10
Stay
fingers.
on this, Regina.
Well, the only reason is, how many fingers on your hand? 10.
8.
No one says 8. Everyone says 10.
8 fingers, 2 thumbs.
You know who says that? People that don't do well in society.
But how come nobody's ever said, who's got 2 fingers and doesn't give a crap? This guy.
Because they're called
always
thumbs.
specified as thumbs.
Because if you said 2 fingers, you could easily be talking about these. We know you're talking about these.
Exactly.
No
So
one,
your
no one
thumb-
says 2 fingers up.
So your thumb is unique enough to have its own category.
But it's
We have
still
gone down the
a
rabbit
finger.
hole.
It's still a finger.
Thumb hole.
These are the same, this is the same world that is a hot dog a sandwich.
And now you understand why the internet is a thing. because
Technically,
people
a
love to
hot dog
argue.
is a sandwich, even though it doesn't look like a sandwich. It's still in the sandwich category because it's meat between bread. Even though it doesn't look like a sandwich, it is still a sandwich vessel.
It's sandwich adjacent, just like thumb is finger adjacent.
It's the same thing. It's all the same.
Just saying.
It's all. If you go into the sandwich
We're
category,
gonna have to agree to disagree on this one because you've got to guess.
if you go into the sandwich category on a menu, and the hot dogs are in the sandwich category.
Usually they're in their own category.
Well,
marked
if they have hot dogs, but if generally they sell a bunch of sandwiches, and then they have a hot dog in there, it's in the sandwich
I've
category.
almost never seen a hot dog in a sandwich category.
Go to Farley's. They have a hot dog in the sandwich category.
All right, well, Farley's is wrong.
All right, it is 9:19. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Stationary front nearby, so we may get a shower or thunderstorm around the Roswell area, but rain chances are pretty low. It will be hot today with our high in the low 100s. Few clouds overnight and maybe a shower and low 70s, and then a mix of sun and clouds Saturday morning. Sunny in the afternoon and highs right around 102. Warming up on Sunday, 105 and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thanks, Steve. Currently 85 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 45%. Winds currently out of the south at 16 miles per hour. There is a 30% chance for showers this afternoon. Increasing clouds with a high of 103 today. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at a 30% chance of rain as well. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 73. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Two things that they were mentioning it. If we do get rain today, it could be severe. They're not saying that now, but they are saying that for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're looking at a 20% chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could be severe in nature. Mostly sunny and a high of 100 tomorrow. So actually a little bit cooler. Sunday, sunny and hot, 105 for a high. And then next week, it's just brutal. 105 and sunny with a 20% chance of rain on Monday. Tuesday, 108. Wednesday, 110. Thursday, 109. So going to be hot next week. All right, 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, we're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break. And then Barbara Gomez with Main Street Roswell going to join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Hey, Mark.
Morning, Sam.
Having the house remodeled?
Nah, I got termites, and they're chewing the place up.
Welcome to the neighborhood. I've got them too.
Really?
Yeah, just had a termite treatment put in.
You did? I didn't see a lot of digging around your house.
That's because I went with the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. It's a lot easier to install than what you're doing. They just place bait stations around the house, and then the termites share the bait with each other until the colony is gone. No digging, no chemical solution, just simple protection that's environmentally responsible.
Wow.
Yeah, I even got a Green Chemistry Award from the EPA.
Centricon, huh? I'll be right back.
Hey, where you going?
Tell these guys to stop digging. I'm getting Centricon.
Call Bob Reed Pest Control today for all of Southeast New Mexico. 575-623-5344.
They're watching you. They see your social media posts. They follow your family, your friends, and your interests online because they're planning on taking your money. All of it. They're con artists. They'll use your social information to build your trust and lure you into once-in-a-lifetime investments with promises of high guaranteed returns. But it can be avoided. The Securities Division of New Mexico's Regulation and Licensing Department can help. Learn to spot the red flags of investment scams at rld.nm.gov/red flags or call 505-476-4580.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
That's true. That's true. Good morning. Hold on, I'm on the radio bar. We gotta start talking. She was talking about all the great stuff here. Good morning. It's 24 minutes after 9 o'clock. I was like, people will be like, why is there no radio, no dead air right now? Joining us in studio this morning, Barbara Gomez is back with us from Main Street Roswell. Good morning. And now I can stop interrupting you. And so first things first, before we talk about tomorrow, let's talk about the big Alien Fest weekend we just had here.
Wow,
another
what
successful
a
weekend. Of course, UFO Fest, Galacticon, Alien Fest, the whole trifecta was going on last weekend.
It sure was.
But much of the Main Street downtown stuff was all part of the Alien Fest.
Yes. So this year, as you guys know, we closed down everything from 2nd Street to 5th Street. So we had something going on 3 blocks. Let me tell you, that was a job. I was so glad to have a golf cart to ride around.
Zip up and down the blocks there.
I didn't have it for a while. Trust me, my legs felt that.
Well, the first couple trips weren't so bad, but by the end of
the middle of the day, I was going, all right.
By the end of Saturday, Sunday, you're like, all right, I think I've done this.
I've had enough already. So I was very thankful to NIMI for loaning us some golf carts to run around in.
Good deal.
But no, I think that this year turned out to be really quite awesome. I heard a lot of really positive comments about closing down Main Street. You know, Mike, before this event happened, I was just kind of querying my Main Street merchants, just asking them, just tell me how you do during the weekend of the UFO festival and happenings on Main Street.
What's the real results?
What are the results here? And many of them reported anything from 30, 40, 50% increase. A couple of them 100%, and one even reported 200% increase in sales during that weekend.
Wow. Is that compared to other festivals or just their normal business?
I just asked them in regards to their
normal business.
Their normal business. How much more? And everyone has seen an increase.
Good.
I didn't get any reports back from anyone saying we lost.
Good.
During that weekend.
Well, and some people don't realize this, particularly for the Main Street businesses. That's really their version of Black Friday. I mean,
I think you're right.
I mean, we have Black Friday and they do additional sales during Black Friday, but for these Main Street businesses, that time where the difference between making money and not making money is UFO Festival weekend.
Well, I have a new, somewhat new merchant on Main Street, Crash Landing. They're on the 100 block of Main Street, and so they were telling me that they just couldn't keep their merchandise. So they actually had 2 locations. The one at their brick and mortar, their main location. And then they decided to be on Main Street also and set up something on Main Street.
Do a little pop-up deal. Yeah.
They were like, I can't keep it. I just can't keep it. I'm just selling them left and right, and that was a great problem.
Those are all the good problems you want to hear.
That's a good problem to have. So I did have a number of them, like Farmhouse decided to stay open, but also have a location right on the courthouse lawn, which was great to have them out there so people can actually see them. They may not have ever stopped into the store.
Yeah, because it is, I mean, it's right there, but it's not, it's kind of off the side there compared to like where most people kind of meander during downtown there. So it was nice to say, hey, we're right here, but by the way, we're right over there. Just walk
the
a block
if
over
you want something else from me later on in the week, you can come to my store. You know, she sells clothes and shorts and tops and also all kinds of fun homewares. So that's a great location for her.
Good deal.
And it was fun for her to be there with us.
I'm glad they all saw a good benefit from it.
Yeah, and I even had some of them like, let's see, I'm trying to think what it's called, 206. I'm trying to mind Dominic's business. Why can't I think of it right now? Area 206, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
207 or something like that.
Okay.
And his business, he sells beef jerky.
Okay.
And he sells all that stuff. but he opened up a pop-up right in front of him as well.
Okay.
So he was in the street. So some of the vendors that you saw on the street were actually brick and mortar people that were bringing their wares out to sell them right on the street.
So if you really got a hankering for that jerky, then know that you can pop
it's right there,
right down here in the Main Street area and pick it up.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know. I don't have numbers yet. I'm waiting as well.
We're only a week out.
To see.
1 week ago, today you were scrambling all over town trying to get everything started and going and everything. So,
and we had probably, and I'd say that this year we had more vendors than we've ever had. I'm talking trucks, food trucks, or regular vendors.
Every time I popped downtown and everything, throughout it was packed every time. Even and to be honest, I was surprised because there wasn't really anything online promoting anything for Sunday with UFO Festival, Main Street. Everything kind of online looked like it wrapped up Saturday. But if you came downtown on Sunday, it was just as packed as it was, maybe not quite as packed, but it was very packed on Sunday too.
There was still activities going on Sunday, so we did post our entertainment schedule, and when a lot of it happened. Of course, the parade happened on Friday. The pet contest,
which we had some great contestants and winners and everything for that.
On Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon we had the human contest going on.
I saw all the photos of predators and various alien life forms.
Do you know that we had 25 people sign up for that? I think that's the most that we've ever had.
That's a big year, yeah.
That was big. So just to give you a couple of updates on the Alien Fest, just as parade winners, because we had the parade on Friday. I have to admit, it really wasn't a great big parade, but the ones that we did have
were awesome.
Yeah. And just a big shout out to Mike.
And that's kind of better. Sometimes it's like I'd rather have a shorter parade with awesome stuff than a 3-hour parade with not good stuff.
And I kept saying to everybody, okay, guys, you need to spread out so we don't look like we're a block of people. Let's spread out.
Sure.
But the people were there. I said, guys, play to the crowd, have a good time.
Sure.
I don't know if you were there, Mike, that evening for the parade.
I was working something else, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, that Main Street was packed with people everywhere, sitting on the sidewalk, sitting on the curbs and everything. And so we did have winners, and a big thank you, first of all, to the International UFO Museum, because they provided all the cash for the winners. So just let me tell you who the winners were and what the categories were. So the first category was Best Alien Encounter, which was $500.
Okay.
And it was given out to Westlake 8.
Nice.
They felt that they had the best alien encounter feel to it. Yeah.
Ingenuity as a hardware store and created an alien experience.
And you know what? They were those Westlake people that were walking up and down the street. They got the crowd going and clapping and doing all kinds of fun stuff.
Had some fun with it.
Yeah, and then we had a crowd favorite, which was the Alien Jeepers. I'm telling you what, those Jeeps are really cool. They put a lot of lights on them.
Okay.
They put fun music. And then one that was kind of interesting, that was $400. The most interactive, that was given to the Latter-day Saints missionaries.
Oh, cool.
It was really kind of fun because somebody asked, hey, do you want to wear this blow-up costume? And a couple of them put them on, and they looked so fun and silly. And so they interacted with people. They danced and had a good time.
Oh, good.
So they won $250. The most humorous was Ricky Taylor. He had a really cool, interesting car. And if you look on our Facebook page, you can see pictures of the parade, and you can see his car.
Assuming it's funny.
Apparently it's, I didn't think it was, I thought it was great. I didn't think it was humorous, but hey, I wasn't a judge.
Right.
So, and the most best musical entry was, again, Wicked Jeepers. And the reason they got it, I think they played all kinds of music and did all kinds of fun stuff with lights and what have you.
Cool.
And then best walker, skater, or bike person were the roller derby girls. And it wasn't all girls, so I don't know, they're just called roller derby. So roller derbies, get with me, because I'm not sure who to give you this check to, but they won $100.
Nice, good for them.
But thank you to the UFO Museum for providing us with the cash prizes for the parade.
Absolutely, yeah. They're always a great partner in making sure, because obviously the UFO Festival is the big deal for them too.
Yeah,
so
it is.
It's great to see that they get involved in some of the fun stuff, because we think of the UFO Museum and stuff, and for the most part they look at this as the more serious side of the festival.
It's
the
true.
Investigators, the science behind things. So for them to have fun, to say, hey, let's have the fun side, and support that, that's awesome, because generally speaking, most of their supporters are more the serious.
That's true.
The ones that you see green men, no. They're not green, they're gray.
They're gray,
they kind of they take it much more seriously than the average person.
Right, and they were actually in the parade themselves and had a float that included a lot of their speakers. And for some of us, we may not recognize them, but those serious people that are into that, they would think these are celebrities for us. We really enjoy them. And I did see a little girl, a young girl that was all dressed up, and she wanted so bad to be in the parade. And I guess the grandpa asked if she could jump on, and so they got her and let her jump onto their float with them.
And that little girl will remember that the rest of her life. That'll be a memory she has, and that's the cool part.
And again, the alien costume contest. I'm telling you that I think that being a judge of that would have been extremely hard.
They are so good. The pets, the people, everyone goes all out on creating their costumes. And everything. So it's really a hard choice.
So it was kind of hard to figure out who it was, but the number one was one that was a predator, and it was a young man that was a predator. Then we had...
It's a good costume. I saw it online.
Did you see it?
Yeah,
and then we had an alien costume, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, the alien from Aliens and that alien.
Yes, that alien, the one with the big head, the black one. It was...
the Sigourney Weaver movie series, that alien.
That's what he should have had. He should have had Sigourney with him on there.
You get someone who looks like Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, and then we had a father and son, which I thought was really cute. They were like warrior aliens. So the dad was all dressed up in these muscly looking things, and the little kid, and he had his own sword. And so that was really, really cool.
That's great, because Dad still loves this stuff, but he's got to justify in his head, so he gets his kid involved, and now the kid will, and the kid will fall in love with it and then do it. Now when then it'll be Grandpa and old Grandpa and older Dad with the other grandkid doing it now. So
we did have some cash prizes for them also. Good. So anyway, now it's cleanup time, so we will be working. Nothing changes for us on Main Street. We're still going to be working with our merchants and seeing how we can help them and keep their businesses going. Yeah. We also had the scavenger hunt during that weekend. And the whole goal was to get people to walk into businesses, hopefully look for that scavenger hunt item.
But then maybe find something they really like.
Find something they really like and go shopping.
Yeah, so hopefully and based on what you're hearing from a lot of your Main Street merchants, that sounds exactly what happened this weekend.
They do get a lot of business during that time.
Good.
So now we're moving on to the next thing that's coming up. And
it's not a time to take a break, believe it or not. I know this is arguably the biggest event of the year for probably Main Street Roswell and
for the
everybody.
Whole community of Roswell.
But arguably the second biggest event that Main Street Roswell chili cheese, it's a debate. Yeah. But certainly what we're about to talk about is in the conversation. But the summer farmers and growers market that Main Street Roswell supports every single summer kicks off officially tomorrow.
It does. It kicks off tomorrow, you guys. So Miss Peggy Seski, who is our coordinator for the farmers market.
She's probably busy getting all that finalized this morning.
And unfortunately, she had to be out of town, or fortunately, I don't know which one, to go to a graduation, but she is already preparing for it, and just reminded everybody that farmers market starts this Saturday, July the 8th, from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, and it goes all the way to October the 14th.
Yes, and that will float depending on...
That's correct.
So generally, they won't close earlier than that, but if the crops are still going and the vendors have enough stuff still, they're like, no, we'll extend. Like I've seen years where it goes into November just because the weather was a little more mild or crops were a little bit better that year, and so but that's kind of a good indicator. But give or take a week there, is when it's going to end. But it all officially starts tomorrow. 7 a.m. Come out for this first one, but check back each week because it'll. Now we're kind of still in the earlier part of summer where not all the crops are quite. Right. So like you'll start seeing
tomatoes are not red yet. Not mine, but some people's might be already. But here in a couple weeks,
you're going to green chili will start turning up a lot more here in the next 3-4 weeks.
Watermelons and cantaloupe,
watermelons, stuff
corn.
Like that. So if you come out tomorrow and there's not quite enough yet, come back next week. It's it adds. There's a lot of nonprofits that have things going on. That's why I was talking earlier about American Legion and Alzheimer's Association.
With information and things like that. But even if there isn't a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables quite yet, there are people that have already been canning. So there's going to be jams and jellies.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that
There's
stuff.
Homemade things like
burritos
breads and
things.
Burritos.
Come hungry because you're gonna be full by the time you leave.
I'd say I go and I have a burrito and I get a cinnamon roll. So there's always something homemade that's there. So if you have questions and want to be a part of that, you need to ask Peggy. because it is a farmers and growers market. So it isn't necessarily something that you go and sell, let's say.
Yeah, it's not meant there to sell Scentsy and stuff like
you
that.
don't go
It's
sell
supposed to
Scentsys. I mean, homemade
things.
candles,
jams,
maybe.
jellies, crafts, and arts.
Yeah, it's an arts
things
and
like
crafts,
that.
artisan
stuff
type
that's
thing.
all handmade, homemade stuff that people at their homes or in their small businesses are making, or farms. This isn't something that you can get in a box store or anything like that.
It's not, a lot of times, maybe even jewelry, but if it's homemade,
but it's all handcrafted, made by artisans and things, not by mass-produced stuff.
That's right.
Pro tip, just experience on this. If you are going because you want fresh produce, like that's your main objective. When they doors open at 7, be there at 7 because selection's best. I'm not saying you won't find great stuff at 11 o'clock when it's wrapping up, but produce and things, the early bird gets the worm.
That's true. I mean, if you're the one that wants okra, you want green beans, you want
because that stuff sells out quick if it's popular, and so you want in on that. Then you got to get there relatively early.
And sometimes, Mike, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes people come down from the mountains and they bring apples and peaches and other things that we don't usually
stuff you don't really see.
Don't
in the
usually
supermarket
see here this time. But the other thing that we do during the farmers market for our Main Street stakeholders, merchants on Main Street, they provide information to us about their stores, about sales that are going on.
So you can learn about special
discounts,
events and things
and we'll have them on the Main Street tables. So if you want to know what's happening on Main Street or somebody's holding something, a special on Main Street, we'll put it out on our tables. So if people want to know more about what happens.
What a great idea, because, I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot more foot traffic downtown Saturday mornings now, every Saturday for the next couple months. Might as well say, hey, while you're here, come, and when you're done shopping for produce, come check out our clothing or come check out our cookware,
whatever we have going on.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, that kind of leads into the next thing I wanted to talk about is some of the new businesses on Main Street.
Good deal.
Because we do have some new businesses coming up. I know, Mike, it seems like every single week somebody is asking me, is there any place open on Main Street where I can rent something?
Okay.
And so I'm constantly looking around to see what's available and what's open. And, some of these things need some work on them. Some of them don't. But just some of the new businesses is Alien City Heat.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but they're off on Walnut Street.
Okay.
They're around the corner from Rustic Trade.
Okay.
So right there next to Foxworth, Galbraith.
Kind of like a block or two south of 2nd there and all that.
Yeah, they're just a block or two from there. But they sell shoes there. I've not been in there yet. I just talked to them recently because they're getting ready to do an event that I'll tell you about pretty quick here. But the Carla Rose Boutique moved into what used to be the Calico Cow.
Okay.
And so she has T-shirts and all kinds of fun things in there.
Between 3rd and 4th?
Yeah, it's on the 300 block of Main Street.
Yes.
The 300 block
I believe,
of Main
between 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
I was trying to think in my head.
Where are we? Yeah. and then we have Crash Landings. They're again on the 100 block of Main Street. I'm trying to think where they're at. Maybe they're one block over from that.
Okay.
Maybe it's the 100 block, I'm thinking. But they have Build-A-Bear there.
Oh, okay.
They have all kinds of T-shirts. They do mugs. They do some kind of etching and all kinds of fun things.
So if you're looking for gift ideas or keepsake stuff,
so if you're looking for something more than alien stuff, or your kids, your little kids would like a Build-A-Bear, you can go in there and get one made.
I bet you could build an alien if you look.
I bet you could. He's actually working on something right now because I said to him, we're coming up to Christmas just around the corner, and maybe you might want to do some Build-A-Bear Christmas type, type things that kids would like.
Personalize and things and make it, a gift from the heart.
Yeah. And so then we have our newest neighbor that's across the street from McDonald, Pecos Valley Production.
Okay.
They are in the corridor, and they were great supporters of the Alien Fest.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think they were having, I remember reading online, they were having like celebrities there, like former NFL players and stuff were doing meet and greets there. I remember I saw it after the fact.
Really? I don't think I saw it either. I think I might have seen it after the fact. But
LeVar Arrington was one of them, and there was two other. One, Reuben Drones used to play for the Broncos. I think he was one of them. And there was a third player. I don't remember.
It's hard to keep track of everything. That's why I always tell Main Street stakeholders, if you can get on the Main Street Roswell stakeholders page, and it's a private page, so ask to join our private page. Then you can post what's going on so we can spread the word and put it out into our regular Main Street Facebook page.
Yeah.
But I was really glad. Of course, I met Maria, which I've known Maria for a long time. But they're really good people, and I know who run that, so I'm excited to have them as part of the
Maria
corridor.
used to work for us, actually.
I was thinking Maria.
Maria spent a few years with us.
Yeah, she used to
She's
work.
a great person.
Yeah, she worked for you guys.
Yeah.
And I worked before with her husband or somebody before. They're very supportive people. And then, of course, we already talked about Bricktown before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I heard from Eclectic Treasures, which is 2 doors down from them, that they're going to be opening something in the in-between store. So what used to be the landings has gone
So when you're
empty.
done playing with the Legos and seeing all that cool
then you
stuff,
can go
walk
to
right over next door
Electric
there.
Treasures and whatever's going to be in the middle, and that part of it. So let me tell you what's happening. I'm going to tell you first about Food Truck Fridays.
Yes.
Let's talk about Food Truck Fridays. This only on the first Friday of each month.
Which was last Friday.
Which was really,
UFO Festival.
Right, but this is actually the first Friday in July, isn't that right? I think
Saturday was the first, so it's kind of one of those weird ones. But the weekend, the month switched during the weekend, basically.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But just to let you guys know, because I know a lot of people had questions about Food Truck Friday, this is not necessarily an event, something that Main Street puts together.
It's not organized.
It's not an
official.
organized. It just happens.
It's just a natural occurrence.
Yes, it's organic.
Yes, organic. It's a great word.
I guess you can call it that. But people have texted me later on or sent me a message on Facebook and they said, "Where were all the food trucks?" I don't know. I put it out there. I say it's Food Truck Friday. If 2 show up, then I have 2.
Right.
They set up and leave when they want.
I would guess just if you're running to hope, like, is it going to be busy or not? Base it on what's going on around town, around the community. If there's another big event, odds are the food trucks are going where the people are because that's how a food truck works.
Right.
So if there's another event going on, there may be less because they're thinking, well, there's bigger crowds here. I'm going to go. So if you only see 2 that night, it's probably because there's other event going on somewhere nearby in this county or Eddy County where the food trucks have migrated.
I think even last Thursday or Friday, I did see a coffee truck parked in front of what was that place called? Brits Mercantile.
Okay.
And so they were promoting that they had coffees.
And a lot of times a lot of businesses will hire a
they invite
food truck
them.
to
They
hang out.
invite them. They don't even have to hire them. They just invite them.
They
and
say, hey, you want to set up in front of our store and do your thing?
She's a dandy. Sometimes she has the Whole Foods, my favorite kind of whole food to eat, little donuts.
Okay.
And so she sometimes has them out there. I did talk today to Eli's Bistro, so they're planning on being out there tonight.
Great subs.
Who else? Yeah, who else is going to be out there? I don't know, you guys.
Okay.
So don't call me up saying, well, where'd they all go? I thought you were putting on an event. It's not necessarily an event,
It's
you guys.
an organic thing that
if they
want to
go, they can. What I provide for them, for the food trucks, is say to them, these are the rules. Okay? You have to have your generator inspected. You have to keep your area clean. You have to be fully contained.
All the health department rules that you're required to abide by.
If you get closed down, it's on you. But we give you all the information from the fire department, and for generators. And a lot of times businesses like to have them in front of them, but we have plenty of unfortunately, empty places they can park in front of and not, what do you call it?
Impede on someone
else's business.
Well, and that's because we want that, because at the same time we want to have these trucks here, but businesses like Martins and El Toro Bravo and La Gran Victoria that are, and Peppers that are staples in the coffee shop, all those places, we don't want them to lose out either. We want them all to make a bunch of money. And so the theory is you come by and have something at this food truck, then pop in over here for dessert or pop over here for a coffee.
Sure.
That's kind of
and visit a couple of stores and visit Main Street a little bit. So that's the whole thing about it. So I don't want to get any phone calls saying, hey, Barbara, where'd all the trucks go? Because I don't know who will show up.
It's really up to the trucks.
It's up to the trucks. They set up when they'd like. They close up when they like.
I would argue that if you have a favorite food truck out there, I'm sure almost all of them have a social media, Facebook or Instagram or some kind of page. Like and follow it, and they'll tell you exactly where they are usually. It's like, hey, we're going to be downtown Roswell tonight, or no, tonight we're going to be at the fairgrounds, or we're going to be somewhere else because of something else going on. That's... But if you stumbled upon one that was here in the past that you really like and follow it. That way, if they don't make it back here because of something else, you can kind of continue to follow the progress.
Or you can always ask me, considering that I had probably, I'd say 25 food trucks this Alien Fest. So now I've gotten the pleasure of meeting a lot
Kinda
of
got a
them.
bigger pool of
now I know when they say to me, "Hey, you know Manuel, you know, with the corn place, I know who they're
You
talking
got a better
about."
reputation or idea of what they are.
Who they are. So if you're saying, you know, I'd like that Mexican food truck that has this on the outside of it, I might be able to help you out with that. I guess the only other thing I want to say about food truck, if you have questions or concerns, or you know you have complaints about it, specific truck, you can let me know and I can follow up with that truck and find out what their concern is.
Sure, see if it was an isolated incident.
Yeah, just a one-time incident.
Or an ongoing problem here.
Right. So just going back to talking about one of our new businesses, Alien City Heat.
Okay.
I did talk to them yesterday, and you may see this. I'm sorry, I'm going to put this up, but you may see this on our Facebook. They are having a block party.
Okay.
These guys have fully prepared for this. They are planning for something big. And so what they're going to do is they're going to have a car show. There's also going to have a taco eating contest. They are partnered up with some of the Main Street merchants. They've also partnered up with Foxworth Gilbreth. And so they're going to use their parking lot. They're going to also have a cornhole competition.
Okay. So kind of a block party.
So
event.
basically a block party, you know, with music. They're going to have Hot 97 out there. I know they're going to have Black Hawk Brewery. I don't know if they're going to be serving something. I really don't know. I had them at the Alien Fest, and they were fantastic. But if you want to attend this or you want to compete in some of these, you need to call Corey over at Alien City Heat.
Okay.
And he's at 575-208-8097, or you can visit him at his business location at 107 West Walnut.
Okay, very
so
good.
he's just right around the corner from Rugged Trade, so you might want to go out and see him and be a part of it. But we just encourage people, not just I mean, we encourage people on Main Street when you have
Just
something
come
going
downtown
on,
and shop and
shop and
check
if
it
you
out.
have something going on, let us know
Absolutely.
on our Facebook, and we'll be happy to promote you.
Yes.
So we will be back hopefully soon to tell you more about what's going on, Mike. But
Absolutely. And then don't forget, tomorrow morning is week one of the Farmers and Growers Market.
That's right.
Here on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. 7 a.m. Everything gets underway. It wraps up about 11. I will tell you, generally about 6:30 or so is when the vendors and everything start setting up
Peggy
and
gets
everything.
there early. I'm talking about she's the 5:36 a.m.
Yeah,
person.
I know our folks get there about 6:30, start to set up tents and
setting
things.
up.
And but 7 a.m. is when it officially gets underway. As I say every single time, if your main priority is to get some fresh local grown produce, be there close to 7, not 11, because selection will be way better at 7.
And if you want to be a part of it, contact Peggy. It's a full cost of like $5 a week or something. It's not really expensive.
Yeah, and nonprofits, it's a different thing and all that too. Yeah,
so,
it's just depending on what you're doing out there.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. And Peggy can help you with that. So come on out and see us, you guys.
Absolutely. And then come out and shop tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. It all starts. Come hungry, come have a burrito, come or do your shopping and then maybe hit one of the restaurants for breakfast afterwards or that's
go
downtown
down
there.
Martine's
Whatever.
or El Toro Bravo or something. And
Hey,
something.
Martine's got a heck of a my favorite huevos rancheros in town are there at Martine's. They put the green chili stew on it, and it's a 10. I love that stuff. So go get you one of those after
And
you're
let
done
me tell you, we went there last night, and the chili is hot right now.
It's
so
a
if
little,
you
little
like
warm?
it hot,
Okay.
it's hot right
They're lighting
now.
you up over there right now. Good. That's a good thing. So
Open up your sinuses.
That's right. Hey, I've had allergy issues lately. I might need some of that.
You might
here.
need to run over there now.
Yeah, I might need to do a clear out here because I've been doing a lot of sniffling lately. So
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mike.
Anytime, Barbara. We'll see you here next time.
Yeah, we'll see you
and,
next first Friday.
And don't forget, MainStreetRoswell.org. If you have any questions or if you want to be involved with the food truck stuff or any First Friday things or any of the farmers markets, reach out through there. You'll find all the information you need to get in touch with who you need to get in touch
That's right.
with. So.
Call us.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. It is 9:52. Let us pause for news, your Hannity update, a couple commercials to pay for my food truck lunch, and then we'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The indoor swimming pool at the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center is reopening this weekend on Saturday. Open swim will be available each day from noon to 6. The same open swim hours for the outdoor pool. Lap swimming at the indoor pool will be Monday through Friday, 6 to noon, and Saturday, 10 to noon. The schedule will be in effect for the indoor pool until August 7th. Then the hours of operation will be reevaluated based on service levels. The superintendent of Artesia Public Schools, Thad Phipps, is announcing his retirement at the Artesia School Board meeting this week. The school board says it's thankful for Thad's many years of service as a teacher, coach, principal, assistant superintendent, and superintendent. Thad's exemplary work ethic, compassion, and dedication to his work have enabled him to positively influence and educate students, according to the statement from the school board. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
And I'll tell you, Republicans now, they've got some tough choices to make here. And we need to get to the bottom. What did Joe know? When did he know it? And how much money did Joe Biden maybe make off these business deals? Because if he did, it's going to be it's going to be called what it is, bribery. It's it's not just pay to play. It's not just influence peddling. What the 1023 form is saying. It's not what the IRS agents are saying. And a cover up the likes of which this country's never seen before. This is the most corrupt president we've ever had, and I don't think they're going to escape it right now. That's my feeling today, based on everything that's now coming out.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Stationary front nearby, so we may get a shower or thunderstorm around the Roswell area, but rain chances are pretty low. It will be hot today with our high in the low 100s. Few clouds overnight and maybe a shower and low 70s, and then a mix of sun and clouds Saturday morning. Sunny in the afternoon and highs right around 102. Warming up on Sunday, 105 and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. America's employers added 209,000 jobs last month, fewer than many economists had been expecting. The Labor Department reports the unemployment rate fell a tenth of a point, coming in at 3.6% in June. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has appealed to China's number 2 leader not to allow frustration over U.S. curbs on access to processor chips and other tech to disrupt economic cooperation. Yellen, the latest Biden administration official to visit Beijing, in hopes of mending frayed ties between the two economic superpowers. Wall Street opened lower this morning before turning mixed at mid-morning. The market's concerned about the possibility of another interest rate hike by the Federal Reserve later in the month. Following a series of increases in the past year, the central bank paused hiking rates in June. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
In John 9, there is the story of Jesus healing a blind man. After the man is healed, he was questioned by the authorities to who it was who healed him. When he told them, they said it was impossible because they called Jesus a sinner. The man told them this, "Whether he's a sinner or not, I don't know. One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see." After they questioned him some more, he said, "We know that God doesn't listen to sinners. He listens to the godly people who do his will. Nobody's ever heard of opening the eyes of a man born blind. If this man were not from God, he couldn't do this." Sounds like he had more than just his physical eyes opened. He also was able to see the truth about Jesus. That's what the full vision of Christ should be for us, to give us a clear sight of God's saving grace through Him. In turn, we're called to share that with others and open their eyes to Christ. At Country Club Road, we're striving to share that vision with Roswell and beyond.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
It takes a long time to develop trust. At LaGrone Funeral Chapel, they've been earning your trust for decades. They understand how important it is to friends and family to celebrate a life in the way you choose. The professionals at LaGrone will ease your stress and anxieties. They'll provide the guidance you need to select a service that's appropriate. And that's what they've been doing for generations, earning your trust and doing the right thing. LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, 900 South Main in Roswell. Online at LaGroneFuneralChapels.com.
Up your spotting game with the help of Zia Guns USA in Roswell. Zia Guns USA is now an authorized full-line Tacticam dealer. The same scopes, cameras, and spotting equipment that the big boys use on TV. So now you can capture your hunt like never before. Zia Guns USA in Roswell also has a new shipment of knives by Benchmade and Case. Come check out the amazing selection for yourself. Take your hunt to the next level with Zia Guns USA in Roswell. Closed on Saturdays but open on Sundays at 1907 North Main in Roswell.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
If you suffer from poganophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And that's going to do it for us. Have a great weekend. We'll be back bright and early Monday morning.